It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pantelis podcast. We got our boy Samson Cooperman in studio today. But before we get to him, I want to remind people of certain dates. Poseidon, what are those dates?
March 13th at the Leonardo da Vinci Center.
Leonardo? March 13th at the Leonardo da Vinci Center. You know, that ninja tortoise.
Why did I say that?
Leonardo? You have a speech impediment.
Leonardo da Vinci Center?
Yes, with Guido and Massimo.
Yes.
That's
Leonardo
happening.
DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. So you want me to take it from here, Poseidon? Would that be better for you?
No, it's okay. It's fine.
You
I
sure?
got it. Yeah. March 13th.
Yeah?
For those for that.
You're having trouble
comedy show.
multitasking, but
Hold on,
I'm giving you more stuff to do. Go.
And then April 3rd or
Okay,
5th.
you can't think and speak and push buttons at the same time, I guess, but I can. So here's what's going to happen. Friday, March 13th, Leonardo da Vinci Center. I'm going to be there with Guido and Massimo. April 3rd, Sherbrooke. I'm going to be in Sherbrooke. April 25th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. That is a real city. I have confirmed that place exists. May 9th, in French, I will be in Quebec City. I'm also going to Gatineau next week with JC Surrett. I forgot about that, but I said yes to it, so I must go. Okay. And then we have other stuff to announce later on. So having said that, Mr. Samson Cooperman, welcome.
Good to be here.
First time guest, long time listener.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here. It's interesting, you know, like when I first started in the scene, like I remember meeting you like very early on, and like I could kind of like, you know, you can sense someone's like vibe right away. And I knew like at some point we would cross paths again.
Was I naked?
No, we were both depressed outside of a comedy club because we didn't get on that night.
Oh, is that what happened?
We were both just sitting there talking about how there's so many people in there. But this was like years ago.
We can be there. We can
Yeah.
make this happen. And then you, I describe you both as a comic and as a local eccentric. Is that fair?
Local eccentric.
I feel like you're an eccentric.
It's a polite way of
human being.
calling me like bonkers, basically. Like,
No. He's a local
Yeah.
weirdo. You're a local eccentric.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
Right? You have eccentric tastes.
Yeah, it's like that's the way I'd like to look at it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
you know, not fitting in like normal environments my whole life, you know, like it's nice to refer to yourself as eccentric.
I like you on stage because you're angry.
Sometimes, depends. Lately I've been trying to put a nice mix of like silliness in there.
Yeah.
Because like if the joke doesn't hit exactly as you wanted and you're just angry, all that's left is like this depressed, angry asshole. So like it's good to, you know, put some silliness in the mix just in case if they think you're serious, you know?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah,
That's just what I learned recently.
I think I put enough silly and anger, but most anger. I like to put some anger in there. I like people to know that I mean business. Like you said before we started, like Kramer when he was on stage.
Right.
Just like that.
Listen, these are our influences, you know?
So you were in New York for a bit. How did you enjoy that? How do you like Mike's
It was
there?
awesome, dude. I can't wait to go back. So
You
like,
hung out with Santi?
yeah, I hung out with Santi. I was gonna do his podcast actually, but I just by the time I got there, I needed time to eat dinner, and like if I don't eat before a set, it just doesn't go well. So I just
Really?
yeah, I can't do a set hungry. It's interesting. I used to just not eat before a set because I was too nervous to eat, and then I got more comfortable, and now I've learned if I don't like feed my brain a little, it's just like I'm like numb, you know.
You
So
know
I
what?
sacrifice that to do the set properly.
Okay, that does make sense because I don't like to eat right before, but I do agree with you. I'd rather have something in me, like so I could have some energy, so I could think, use some fuel. But I don't like it too close to showtime. I feel like I'm thinking about my stomach then.
Yeah.
If I gotta go to the bathroom.
Plus the pizza there is amazing, like so much better than here.
In New York, I don't know, man. I was there last time with Mike, and we met Guido Grasso and Massimo while we were down there. And Guido Grasso kept bragging. He's like, yo, I'm going to take you to this. Were you there?
Lunetta?
It was the day before you showed up.
The day before, yeah.
Yo, I'm going to go to Joe's Pizza. It's the best. And then he takes us to a Joe's Pizza, but it was all Algerians that were running it and serving it, and the pizza
Yeah, but
was
that's
shit.
a classic Guido move.
Yeah, and then he's like,
How do you fuck that up?
yeah, I go, how do you? So this is the pizza place? No, bro, this is a Fugazi Joe's. It's not a real Joe's. It says Joe's Pizza. It looks like it, but they're all Algerian. It's a Fug. And he kept yelling, it's a Fugazi Joe's.
What's Fugazi mean?
I guess fake,
Fake.
not real.
Fake and
'Cause I'm half
Italian.
Italian, but I'm not a real. Like it's not.
You're
real.
half Italian?
I am half,
Oh,
fully
shit.
half.
I didn't
fully
know.
half. Yeah, fully half.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Like 50% of my family are all like, Italians from Saint Michel.
Are they
So,
all? Are they related to Mike
They were
Mayo?
all Massimo's neighbor at some point.
We had- go
Half
on.
Italian and half what?
Half Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But if
Yeah.
I'm on like vacation, I'll just tell them I'm Italian. Fuck it, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it just goes
That's
better
good.
with the broads.
It depends where you're on vacation.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
I guess most places, Italian would be better to tell them.
Yeah, Canadian has actually been okay for certain people. Like, but one time I was on a cruise and I was younger and I told this girl I was Canadian, thinking like, oh, people like Canada, you know, like it's a well received.
She hates Canada.
But she was like she was like from a state that was like very patriotic, a Southern American, which fucking I like, you know, why not?
Yeah.
But she thought it was like super lame. She's like, oh, you're Canadian.
You sons of bitches.
Like pointing out all my A's in my sentences, you know. Like,
Oh,
A.
would she?
Yeah.
Were you talking like it? You're like, I'm from Canada, eh?
I do say A sometimes. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
I don't say A. I don't say A. I say huh.
That's more American for sure.
Is it?
Huh?
Yeah, I'll say huh. I don't say A as much. Do we say A? Maybe sarcastically, me and you.
I think so. What do I say?
Fucking all kinds of stupid shit.
Bro, man, it's bro.
Yeah, you do say bro. A lot. Like when you get surprised, like bro. Yeah. Yeah, you're like a Guido that has like Tourette's and is in the middle of a seizure. Bro, every time, yeah. So you're a little...
Bro.
So we had Mayo on a little while ago, and he was telling us about something you already know, obviously, the podcast you guys were trying to make, and then it was a fiasco. But a lot of the fiasco, I put the blame on him because, if I understood correctly, you guys decided to record multiple shows in one day, and he decided to drink from the first one to the last one. So he got trashed the whole time. So that's kind of... It's going to go off the goddamn rails.
Plus, we were drinking like vodka. Yeah. like, imagine if we just had like a bunch of Sky vodka. Like, all right. Plus, we brought on this guy I know for many years. He was even my dad's friend.
The midget?
Here's the thing. He's not actually a midget. He's just a very small guy.
Oh, Mike described him as a midget.
Okay, like, for us, he's a midget. But when you see him versus, like, Hasher, for example, you realize, okay, these are different races.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
There's many different races within the legally short community.
I'm enjoying. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Literally, yeah, they would be in a different race for sure, but probably the same community.
Which
same
one
community.
is the orc?
The orc? I don't
Which
know.
one is the goblin? Which one is the troll? Right, I want to know.
Short like the bagel guy, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, the bagel guy's not a midget. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like Bagel Boss. I would say the guy that we had was kind of like the Bagel Boss guy, but except like a belligerent, drunk, like lunatic.
So it was Bagel Boss. You had Bagel Boss on the show.
Yeah. Like Bagel Boss, if like somehow things went wrong, you know.
Oh,
Like,
even worse.
What?
if things didn't go according to plan. You know?
Do you remember
I thought
Bagel
Bagel
Boss?
Boss was already pretty bad.
He was that guy was fucking wasted. We actually, man, it could have been a great thing because we had him sitting in the corner with like, you know, those little like skateboarder cameras, like where it's like rounded a bit.
Yeah.
Like we were gonna have him in his own like center of the room where like if ever we needed to pick things up, we can refer to his input.
I like that. It's like a
You know?
nice whack pack vibe.
Essentially, yeah. So like the nature of the show was supposed to be like sort of like Howard Stern meets Dr. Phil. So we were gonna have guests come on the show. By the way, someone can easily steal this idea. I have no resources to make this happen again. So
A podcast?
for like a show in general, you know, the show is basically like we were gonna get people to give us help for our vices and our problems.
You can do this.
But-
Trust me, you can do this.
But the funny part was like the people we were getting were supposed to be like worse off than us, but like thinking that they were having their shit together. So
Okay.
instead of getting like a health expert, we got like a bodybuilder who takes drugs and does steroids. Who had like he had breast cancer twice, like male.
Jesus Christ.
He's a lunatic, but he was gonna like get us in shape, you know. So we were gonna go to the gym with the midget named Scooter. Like it was gonna be an amazing
the
thing.
scooter dance he was telling us, Mike, man.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds ludicrous, but it sounds enjoyable. It sounds like something I'd watch.
I enjoyed just writing it, you know, like I thought it was going to be a super fun thing, but you know what, honestly, had we been given one more chance to film and we would have gotten our shit together a second time around, I think it would have actually worked. But, you know, who's going to trust you after the first time?
Yeah,
You know?
after you set the place on fire, that was what an ending.
I just wanna rewind. You tell me a man got
Yeah.
breast cancer?
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, because
Many
he
Really?
had a shitload
Yeah.
of steroids, yeah. And it, like, I
Holy
don't know,
shit,
to
I didn't
get,
even
like,
know that.
something
You're
removed in
living
his
proof
chest.
that men have tits. How is that the stretch? The stretch is a cancer? You get cancer
But
anywhere.
these are nice.
People get skin cancer. You get cancer anywhere.
God damn.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Skin cancer on you.
I knew a kid in high school, actually, who he had a breast, what do you call it when they remove it? He was
Reduction?
He was a male who had a breast reduction. He wasn't overweight. He was like a hormone imbalance.
Well, The Rock did that too.
Really?
Yeah, because The Rock had
Okay.
big titties.
Okay.
If you-
well, this
if
was like a skinny Jewish guy like me.
Yeah.
So it looked fucking weird. Like
Well,
it
The
looked
Rock,
like-
I guess he didn't like it too. The way that's why there's a part in wrestling. He would always come out with just a t-shirt and sweatpants, and he would have like bandages under. It's because he got some surgery there because he didn't like his. He called them bitch tits, I believe.
I think I'm gonna get operator also. Fuck it.
You need to start with the head. You need to start with the brain. Try to figure out what the imbalance is in there, and the rest will come.
No one's ever gonna fix that.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fix your tits, but you're gonna have a huge stomach.
Yeah.
Jokes kidding aside, actually Poseidon is where I want to be in the future.
Wait, what?
Like you
Like
can
in that
afford,
body?
He can afford hookers every week.
Get closer to the mic. You can bring it to you.
You can afford hookers. Like this is where I want to be at some point. You know, it's part of my budget that I want to be able to afford.
You want to have a prostitution budget.
Yeah, why
Well,
not?
Here's
Who
the thing.
doesn't?
I mean, he should. I get. Yeah, I mean, he should save his money a little bit at least. I'm not saying don't ever, but save it a little bit just in case of a rainy day.
Yeah.
Because what if me or Mike die?
Well,
Right.
then I'm fucked. Well, now I'm in stack mode, so I'm trying to not spend.
And you're going to be the one uploading your own profile on fucking Backpage. What are they?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be a prostitute, bro. Could you imagine? Oh, that would be fun.
male
Actually, I
prostitute.
heard waiters at the Main talking about Backpage like 2 nights ago. It's not a website. It doesn't exist anymore. I checked, but
Okay, I
he was
thought that's what it was.
He was literally like speaking. Like, you speak Greek, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, I don't know how to fucking do a Greek accent. It's so hard to imitate. But he's like, I know a nan ochi is like yes and no.
Yeah.
So he's like, Backpage.
Well, that sounds more Arab.
Oh fuck, I can't do it.
What you mean is, go to the back page. Is that how you mean?
I can't. It's the one fucking voice.
It's just a random
It's
accent.
too complicated to imitate.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can imitate a Greek accent being Greek. Can you imitate a Greek accent?
It's very hard for me to do.
Are you Greek also?
I was
Sadly.
able to do it, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for the Greek people,
I go to the
yes.
back page. I look to the back page.
Hello, my name is Panos. I come from the Greece. Is that good or no?
Oh, I'm upset just at hearing that was. I thought mine was overdone. Yours is way overcooked. You're one level away from being. Hello, my friend.
Mine is.
My name is Panos from Greece. Like you're one level away from that. This guy.
Yeah. So about this show that you brought up, like the guy is not going to work with me ever again. It's out of the question.
Well, I heard he's not working with anyone ever again, right? He got mad at both of you
I
guys.
think we just fucked up the whole.
But did you
possibility.
physically break the studio? Did you guys cause damage?
No. Like there was like, look, I'll speak in very vague terms because I'm over this whole situation. I'm not like angry about it at all. At the time,
No, nobody seems angry anymore between you guys. It's
I was
just, it seems
furious
like a
in the
hilarious
beginning.
story.
In the beginning, I was actually furious because like I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, oh, this could have been a big opportunity. Who knows? You know, maybe not. I don't know. But now that I look back, it's actually a hilarious story.
It's a
I'm
buffoonery.
actually glad that I lived it.
Yeah.
Dude, because we showed up with my car packed with the guests. Like, we couldn't trust these. This is how fucked up the guests were. We couldn't even trust them to show up on time.
You had to go pick them up?
I had to individually get each person, because then they would have never gotten
This
there.
is a circus.
Dude, and one of the guys we had who we thought was the more normal one, he's a bartender from Saint Laurent. He's a character. This guy, George. You know George from Biff Tech?
No, that's pretty vague. You know George, bro? Is he Greek?
He's like Homer Simpson in real life, and I think he's half Greek. Okay,
Is he half Greek, half cartoon?
He's half Greek. He's half Greek, half Jewish.
Okay.
I think he's actually more Jewish than me because my mom's not Jewish. But turns out, like one night I did an open mic at his bar, and he's always like sitting like with his glasses. He's always like kind of out of it. And during the show, he interrupts me. He goes, "Hey, Sammy, your mom's not Jewish." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "My mom's Jewish." So I was like, "Okay."
The fuck does that have to do with
But then
anything?
but then he goes,
I'm getting upset right now as if I'm there.
but then out of nowhere, he takes his glasses off. He goes, "I'm Jewish." Like he just figured out at 50 that he was Jewish. He didn't know his whole life. Like it just clicked in his head at 55.
It's like, I've been stingy. I don't know why.
Wait a minute.
I've been stiffing people on tips for years.
So it was like this epiphany he had. So we had this lunatic. We had to pick him up. Like he was at a gas station 10 minutes away. He's like, "Fuck, I fucked up." He's like holding a bottle of Jameson. I was like,
Jesus, who are these fucking... Okay, so
Jesus
you went all out. You said, this is our chance to film.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the biggest lunatics I know and see
Yeah.
what comes of this stew. You made a lunatic stew.
put everything in. Put too many chefs in one kitchen is the problem. I think would happen.
Here's the big question I have. The guy who has the videos, the guy who you shot at and he got mad at you guys, said, I'm not giving you the videos. He is so stupid to not work with you guys on this because the videos already exist. I'm assuming he already has the recordings. It's not like you have to remake it.
It's probably gone by now.
Right? Oh, you think he deleted them?
Because the
This
guy
guy's
who,
bad at business.
yeah, because the guy who recorded it was like he runs his own bit as a third party group that he just hired, and they had everything on their data cards, and there's no way he kept it because it was.
But that's dumb. I think
Yeah.
like a smart person would keep that because that's a gold mine.
Look, if you can get it, if someone gets a hold of the footage, there's definitely moments in that video.
That could be really funny.
Because at a certain point when we were filming the pilot, we basically realized this is a shit show. But that's when things actually got funny.
Yeah, once you realize that this has gone off the rails and you're cool with it, and then you could just be yourselves. That's the best moment. It's like any podcast. Once you realize, all right, just be yourself. Just fucking talk. Don't be like, yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Once you're comfortable, fuck, man, everything's good.
That's why I'm kind of glad that I have to shit, because like I'm too distracted by the fear of shitting than the fear of anything else right now.
Well, there's nothing you could fear. Like some people tell me that, like comics I invite on, I go, hey, you want to get some exposure to come on the show? People can see you, and they panic. Like, I don't know. What if I say the wrong thing? Like, what is inside you that you might say? Like, what are you hiding? Is somebody? I've never had someone come on the show be like, we could do without the blacks. Like, it's never happened. I've never had a guest, because I think I would be able to read these people beforehand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Screen them so that never happens. So I don't see what they're fucking scared of unleashing onto the world. Like you, what are you scared of fucking saying? I know you. There's nothing. There's literally nothing that could.
My mind's a dark place, man.
If this fucking idiot is on camera 5-6 times a week, and he survived, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
But a lot of comics are scared of that. But I feel like in Montreal, I'm trying my best. I want to give different people exposure. I feel like we have a lot of talent that people haven't seen. So
Well, I'm starting to push harder, definitely, as of late. Like, definitely getting my shit together in the past few months.
You have yourself a website?
No, because there's no real reason why. I've just been using like social media like pretty effectively, I guess.
You have a Instagram page?
Yeah, like on my Instagram, it's like people are always asking when's your next show. So I literally just have a thing like those little like circles, like the highlights
with your shows,
and it just says like next shows, and you can just see everything in order.
What about Facebook fan page?
No fan page. I don't know. Do you think a fan page is like useful?
Yeah, because you don't want strangers adding you on your personal page. Then it gets convoluted, right? And
I was gonna just turn my personal page into like a quasi fan page, if that makes sense.
If you could do it without having the whole system of request friends and all that shit, because that's the weird part.
Right,
The only reason why I have a fan page is just to make it easy for people. They don't have to access anything. They just go there. They see updates. They
you're
get
right.
them. It's just for easy access. That's what.
Maybe it's this humbleness. It's like a self-destructive, like, oh, I don't know if I'm at that point.
It's not humbleness. That's just stupidity. Because you're a business. You're a business now.
True,
Samson Cooperman is a business. So people need to access you. Right?
Yeah,
it's like Radio Shack that refused to go on the web when Amazon started kicking ass. Like, we don't need a website. That shit's going to blow over. And now they're fucked, right? It's
true.
You have to be where everyone else is playing. Because right now, if somebody sees you on stage, like, I fucking like that guy. The first thing they're going to do is Google you. And if there's nowhere for them to find you, or if there's like Instagram, but they don't have Instagram, because Instagram is very app heavy. No one goes on the Instagram page.
I would always say like follow me on Instagram, but
if somebody's not on Instagram, if they're just on the web.
Also, the kind of guys that would like my show, I've noticed like my target audience are like, I think the way my act developed over the years was that I've been trying to make people laugh who are either similar to my friends or my dad and his friends.
Yeah.
Because I just always looked up to those kind of funny, like asshole kind of characters.
Yeah.
Like businessmen who are like really mean sense of humor, but it's fucking hilarious. Like a lot of my friends are the funniest people I've ever met in my life, but they're assholes too.
Yeah.
But I love them because it's like I can't laugh harder with other people. So it's like that weird balance. So like if I meet someone after a show who really gets what I'm trying to do, I'll be like, so yeah, follow me on Instagram, and he's like, yeah, fuck you, and just leaves. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So like it's a double-edged sword, you know.
But if you go to fucking Cooperman.com or SamCoop.com, Samson Cooperman, anything, whatever it could be.
The name kind of stinks too. I think it's a
Samson
little long. I don't know.
But you don't have to, as your website, you can have whatever you want.
True.
SamsonComedy.com.
Or
Samson Big C. No, I'm kidding.
or Kumidi.
God. What?
Kumidi. COO.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit. That was terrible.
My God.
I know. I did that.
Kumidi.
That was on purpose. That was
Spelled C-U-M.
Comedy.
Comedy. No, but for real, website, the only reason why I even have a website is just so everything is in one place.
Yeah, of course. Centralize it.
Yes, that's all my website is. Like, if you go look at my website, it's not like there's something hosted specifically on the site that you have to only go to the site for. But it's just so you can do whatever you want. You go there, whatever platform you're on, you can access it. That's the only reason why I have a site. And it's useful. I feel like I'm that guy that's been harassing comics in the city for the longest time to do shit like that, like website. Because a lot of people don't see the point of it. But I'll show you like just statistics, just traffic. People go to my site and then they'll go to a podcast, they'll subscribe, they'll do this just because they need a central point.
Within the next few months, I'm for sure going to get something started because now I'm actually getting like a steady flow of like gigs from whether small or medium size. Like on the 20th, you know, I'm not meaning to just randomly plug a show.
Plug them. That's what you're here for.
Yeah, so March 20th is like, it's my second time playing a theater. So it's like Theater St. Catherine is technically a theater, right?
I guess, yeah.
Or it is a theater. It's
It
just
is a
like not a
theater.
big ass theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, you know, when I tell friends that I never thought they would think anything of it, but they're like, oh, you're playing a theater now, and it's like, it's true. When they were first coming to shows, it was like, a bar on Peel, and now it's
With
like
the TV screen on.
yeah, and that's like whole production, and it's
Yeah.
like it's pretty cool now that I think about it. So yeah,
March
like,
20th.
March 20th.
What's it called? Where are the tickets?
It's called the Get Fucked Show.
Okay.
And I think the tickets are on Eventbrite, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
And who's hosting that? Like, where can they go to access that? Do they just look up Get Fucked?
Yeah, Get Fucked on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll find the page. Like, so they have a page, right? So and on the page is the event and the tickets link.
What time is that at?
I believe 8:30. I'm not 100% sure.
Get Fucked on
Yeah.
March 20th. That's a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Gatineau that day. Yeah.
Nice.
Get
So that's what
Fucked.
the JC show you're doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I did a show with him a few years ago for his Just for Laughs show.
Oh, was that fun?
Yeah, it was awesome,
good
dude. It
dude,
was my
yeah.
first time like in a green room with like lights on the window. I felt like I was fucking like a boss. Knew the bathroom code.
I have the bathroom codes. God, you know what? It's
That's
weird.
what I got paid in.
In bathroom codes.
Yeah.
You're making me realize like there's a lot of shit that you start taking for granted. Like I completely. Like I grew kind of numb to it. Like now, to me, if I'm doing spots where they don't have a green room, that's when I find it weird, not to be in a green. I'm like, what the fuck? There's no green room. What's going on here?
Yeah.
What kind of fucking jungle gym organization is
Well,
that?
you're in showbiz. Like you're like actively a member of showbiz.
Yeah, I don't like being a member
of
of that community. For the record, I'm enjoying being in it because I get to do my stuff, but I don't like a lot of the people involved in that community, in the showbiz community. I'm not a
I don't blame
showbiz
you.
guy. I just like doing my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with my friends, like my kids, just hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of the surroundings in show business. Very cocksuckery.
Yeah, man. That's why when if I go to the Nest and I see you there, like right away I walk in, like we just start joking around.
Yeah, we're fucking around. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucking around right away, and it's fun. So it depends on who you're seeing at the show, I guess.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know?
have the. Well, I mean, the Nest is kind of fun because I know everyone, so it always feels like you're at home.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't feel. You know when you join something and then you feel like you're part of that crew. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether it's a sports team or an organization, something like that. I love being around comics. Like I love the art aspect of it. Like all the comedians, everyone on my level, that I love. But anything higher up, like the show business people, the business people,
The suits.
the suits. Yeah, I never feel like I'm part of that community.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like a funny community to me.
Yeah, it's not. There's a couple of cool dudes that are in the business aspect of it that I
Yeah.
know that are friends that are nice, but I never feel like I'm part of that.
Yeah,
I always feel like I'm out.
you're more
of
like
that.
the renegade side of things.
I am definitely the
But
renegade.
that's more
side,
exciting, like especially for like for the target audience that you're going for. Like it makes sense,
Yeah. I like middle-aged women. That's my target audience. I have a huge fan base.
You know what I noticed about older audience members?
Mm.
Like if there's a crowd where it's like I did this show in Point Claire once where it was like mostly 50-year-olds and stuff. And for some reason, like they really wanted like one of these guys like mentioned after, he's like, you remind me of Woody Allen. And I was like,
I could see that. It's also very racist, but I could see that.
but I don't know. It's like it's almost like
Didn't Woody Allen fuck his stepdaughter,
something like that.
little
yeah.
kid?
Yeah.
That's not a good
Did nothing.
compliment.
Yeah.
Nothing about that is a compliment. Yeah.
Hold on, how old was the stepdaughter?
15.
Oh no, that's fucked up.
Wait. Hold on a
He
second.
adopted her. I think he
He
adopted
adopted
her.
her. Wait, why?
Oh, he adopted even worse.
Wait, so she was 18. That would be cool. It's
Oh,
still
if she
a
was like
stepdaughter.
25 and he
But it's
got
a
married to a
stepdaughter.
woman, but it's not incest.
No, but
And if
still
it's not
fucked
rape,
up.
it is, but at least it's not that bad. This is bad.
Yeah, it's
That's
well, he
bad.
didn't rape her. I think they're married now. They're together now. They're like a couple.
What?
Something weird like that. I'm always worried that like they're just spying on us. And he's like listening. He's like, all right, block him from this comedy club.
Nah, I
It's not
stopped-
that complicated,
I don't give
eh?
it. First of all, anything I say here, like I'm willing, like anything I've just said, I'm willing to say to Woody Allen. So I don't.
It's true. Fuck it.
Like I don't give a shit because it's how I feel. I
Yeah.
feel like it's weird for you to fucking marry your 15-year-old stepdaughter. I might be crazy. I might be saying this and like this guy's so edgy. I can't believe he finds that weird, but I find that fucking weird. So I'm gonna
is
say
weird.
it. Yeah.
You know who? You know what you remind me of? The unpopular opinion memes. The unpopular opinion penguin.
I don't know what
Do you
that
remember
is.
that? Do you remember that? No.
No.
It's a penguin.
It's a penguin and it's
You know
This is
for
where
a
he meets
fact,
broads
sir.
on Penguin Club.
Yeah, you know for a fact, sir, I hate the penguin. So what's going on here? I don't like
What's wrong
penguins.
with the penguins?
Penguins, most evil creature known to man.
Really?
Yeah,
I think they're kind of cute.
they're not cute. That's why. Why do you think by nature they're already wearing a tuxedo? You know who else wears tuxedo?
True, eh?
Hitmen, murderers, evil penguins. Go on.
I found out recently about penguins.
Wait, get back to what you're saying. We don't understand what this meme is.
Oh, it was just it was a penguin,
Yeah.
and it was just called unpopular opinion penguin. And it was always like an opinion that was unpopular, was against the grain type of thing.
This is my fault for allowing him to keep going, thinking that he's going to take us somewhere.
Our audience, they want to know about penguins.
Yeah, that's what they're
penguin
wondering.
life.
So what were you going to say?
You ever actually, speaking of penguins, you ever see that movie? It's not March of the Penguins. They made a spoof called Farce of the
I
Penguins.
never Is it good?
It's fucking funny.
I've never heard of it.
Because, like, you know, the normal one is narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So this one is narrated by, I believe, Samuel L. Jackson is the narrator instead.
Is there a lot of motherfuckers in there?
Dude, it's fucking
shit.
hilarious. It's all stock.
Penguin.
It's all stock footage of. This is like from like years ago, but when I saw it on, I was like sick at home at my parents' house, and I was just like scrolling through the Movie Network channel at the time, and I was like, all right, I'll watch fucking March of the Penguins. I don't give a shit, but I'll fucking watch it. I didn't realize Farce of the Penguins. It was same movie, but like dubbed with like, you know, Louis Black and like comedians
so
for
it is funny.
every penguin is a personality, and the story is that it's like the love story of like the penguins meeting, the men and the women meeting, and one of them is like gay but doesn't realize it, and he sees a therapist who's like an owl. It's like it's actually
good.
really jokes. I was glad
Farce
that
of the Penguin.
that I landed upon it. Yeah.
Samson's movie club. I like that. Farce of the Penguin. You gave me something to watch now.
Yeah, like if you're like sick home one day, if you get the coronavirus, put on Farce of the Penguins and just, you know, lay
I'm
back
gonna be
and
honest. I
enjoy.
think I could survive the coronavirus.
Me too.
I've been looking at the statistics.
2% chance.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't seen one white person die from it, so I think we're good.
Well, that's just good genetics. No.
Go
Fun
on.
fact about the penguins, by the way. Did
This
you
is
know
not gonna be fun,
In the
but go
world
on.
of the penguins, there's
Yeah.
actually prostitution. Did you know this?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on.
Naturally, you're aware of this.
So male penguins, they'll collect shiny stones, okay, and then they'll collect them and then try to pay the female penguins in order to have sex with them.
I like where this is going.
People like shiny objects, right? For
But
some reason.
a lot of animals have that. They sell the ass.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's the oldest profession known to man. Why, you want to fuck an animal? Is that what you think? You're like, I got shiny rocks. Dude, I got shiny rocks and I know where the zoo is. I got a fucking full weekend planned, bro.
Maybe I don't need a job in the end.
Yeah, maybe I don't need a job. Shiny rocks is all I need. You just need some sandpaper. That's all you need.
Well, mallards do reproduce by gang rape.
Who?
Mallards, like those ducks there.
So do my lizards.
This is what they don't tell you on the Discovery Channel. Discovery After Dark.
It's just him.
That's a good idea, actually. Like
Discovery After
instead
Dark?
of like, you know, they're fucking on nature, but it's all like beauty of nature. But instead,
yeah.
this is like the raunchy side. You know, like
Yeah.
the gangster penguins like throwing shiny rocks at whores.
There's something to be said about Poseidon's brain.
Yeah.
A lot of what he says is stupid in regular conversation, but it would normally make a great cartoon.
It's true, eh?
Yeah, more
Or a
so
children's
than a TV
book.
show. Oh, but you would have trouble. What was I watching recently? And I was thinking of how the fuck are kids gonna see this? Because I've been watching a lot of Disney Plus.
Okay.
And if you look, and I've mentioned, if you look at the older shows, like in the 90s that they have, that's kind of, it was smartly written. It looked like the writers took their job seriously. So like even adults could enjoy it. You know what I mean? They're teaching
Right.
lessons, but they're not goofy. But then I look at all the new stuff, and it's so stupid that children end up speaking like that with that dumb, like they're not written
Yeah.
properly. It's just trigger words and laugh tracks where shit is not funny. It's kind of like the Big Bang Theory people wrote it.
It's
And I'm
weird,
like,
yeah.
that's gonna, I think, dilute the pool of just comedy and just intellectual entertainment moving forward, because those kids are
Think
growing up
about
with
the
that dumb
cartoons you
shit.
grew up on, like the cartoons, even the ones that I grew up on, like Ren and Stimpy. Like,
Yeah.
there's one episode where he's basically fucking the cat. Like,
Yeah, remember Animaniacs?
yes,
There's a lot of good jokes and a lot of smart fucking writing in Animaniacs. Even wrestling back in the day, Triple H fucking dressed
Yeah.
up as Kane and then fucked a corpse. There's a lot of stuff that used to be more exciting back in the day.
You love saying that.
That's hilarious to me. It's hilarious whenever somebody says like wrestling, bro. Remember back in the good old days when it was good, when they were raping corpses. Wrestling's always been ridiculous. That's the whole point, isn't it?
yeah.
Right?
Well, I was exposed to like a lot of stuff that my older, like I have half siblings that are like in their 30s, their late 30s. But when I was like, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 years old, they would always like watch whatever they were watching.
Yeah.
So like when I was in elementary school, I was always like swearing more than my friends.
Same.
And they would always like, I had a friend who, when I still remember this, like decades later, I'm like, I still remember him telling me, why do you swear so much? In like grade
I haven't told
2.
that, yeah.
And I didn't know what to say. I was like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, like, why is it such a big deal? But it's true. I was always swearing way more than everyone else. Not that I'm proud of it. It was like just, you know, you're a product of your environment, I guess.
Yeah, I was told that by a friend of mine in high school.
Did you feel weird about it or like judged?
Yeah, he was very judgy about it that I swear too much. He was trying to make it seem.
But now they all swear too, so it's like they just caught up anyway.
Now he's a substitute teacher and he hates his life. So I made it. I can swear all I want.
Just kids throwing shit at him.
Yeah,
right
now he can never swear.
But,
That must suck having a job where you can't be yourself. Because
yeah.
you can't be yourself around children.
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Unless you're one of those like maniac alcoholic teachers, like we've all had at least one of those teachers who were just like such a degenerate, but only when you graduate years later do you look
figure
back.
it out, yeah.
Like, oh, he was always grinding his teeth at 8 a.m, you know? Like he's like just a psycho.
He was always betting on the horses.
yeah.
He was yelling at the newspaper. Yeah, go on.
We had this one substitute teacher that he would replace often. The kids loved him because he would literally walk into class, be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Go on.
He would literally hand out like quizzes, be like, "Here, guys, finish this, whatever." And he'd sit on the desk, cross his feet, I think, play a movie on his laptop with headphones, and then he had the whiskey flask.
No way.
Yeah.
That's like that's like blatant.
That was
You went to a
Evangeline.
good school.
Well, Evangeline.
That's the same school I
So
went to.
eventually, one time, I think the principal passed. Caught on and passed and saw this or something. And I think she caught him in the act of taking a sip.
Are
And
you drinking in class? Like, well, at least I'm not fucking these kids.
And and that was the last time we saw him.
That's actually
I cherish
a
these.
terrible story.
I really cherish these memories. Honestly, like I often look back and I cherish like the insanity that ensued because I just knew when I was like 16 that I can do anything. I wasn't scared of like I did all the fucked up shit that kids did in the movies, like from like stupid shit like egging and shit. I'm not saying this was good, but
I did all that too.
I just knew that I can get away with it. So within all the bad shit, there was a lot of like hilarious shit too that happened. Like I remember there was like we had kids in our class in our grade in high school who were like exchange students from like Russia.
Oh God.
Because I went to like a private Jewish high school because my dad wanted to raise me Jewish.
Fucking Vladimir Nikolai showed up.
We had a guy Anton, okay. And so this guy Anton was a character because like he didn't speak English or French. So like we didn't like why are you even here?
Only Russian?
He spoke like broken English, like as if you were gonna do a stereotypical impression of a Russian, like hello, I Anton.
Hello, I Anton.
Exactly, like just like as if it was like to make fun of the guy, but that's exactly how he sounded. So like what was the saying?
Like an American Pie. I sex machine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sex machine.
So there was a saying, Anton, grade 9, best 3 years of my life. Because he failed grade 9 3 times in a row.
No way.
He just couldn't. And the school was.
Wait, he doesn't speak any of the languages.
Yeah. So
Half the battle.
So my school, instead of telling the parents like, okay, he's not passing anything, he needs to leave or go to another school. They always had like a special program.
Always special classes.
There was too many special programs to facilitate idiots to graduate. Like
Yeah.
I was in one of those for math. Like I was great in history, just memorization, but math. For whatever reason, I couldn't fucking... So they put me in this thing called CST, which is basically like on the final... One of the things was connecting letters in order on a fucking dot. Like
Jesus.
A, B, C, just connecting dot. Was one of the questions on my exam. Like that's how fucking dumb it was. So fucking... I was in that class with Anton, and what's a funny story about this guy that I wanted to tell?
By the way, I was in one of those special classes.
You were?
When I first got into high school. And what happened was that's where I met Dano. And it was fucking weird because it was a weird shock for me because a lot of the people that were in there, there was like a lot of immigrants that didn't speak the language right. So that I kind of understood. I'm like, okay. But then there was also a lot of criminals. And some kids that were clearly borderline mentally retarded. I was like, fuck, I don't belong with these people. And like I got to meet a lot of criminals. But what's crazy is I passed and then they put me back on track, like as if nothing had ever happened.
Milton.
But Milton was in one of those classes with me one year, but he passed too. But what's fucked up is that only I think me, Milton, like 3 other girls passed, and the rest just stayed there.
It's crazy.
The rest just kept staying there
nuts.
until even Dano. He just left at one point.
It's the future of America right there. You know, these are the future generations.
I've thought about that. I've thought about
Yeah.
like what happens when you never technically get out of grade 6, but you're there till like you're 16 or 18, and then you have to go out in society.
They probably just go into like sales or something. I'm sure there's a lot of these guys that they couldn't fit into. Like my dad was one of those guys. Like he went to Dawson for one day and just like didn't go back. And he's been
But that's fine. He got accepted into a college. You know what I mean? The
Right,
guy
he wasn't that
clearly, he's
retarded,
not he's not a retard.
Yeah.
Like I remember in university, I met a lot of retards when I was at Concordia, and that's when I realized that like everyone cheats. And that bugged me.
Yeah.
Because that was when I really realized like a lot of like good students were fucking around and cheating. I was like, son of a fucking bitch. I thought
Once
they were
I
just smart.
cheated on an exam. I had my phone in the bathroom. I didn't realize I was there for like 15 minutes. So the invigilator was like, I saw you with paper. Like he made it up to call me out on it.
And then
I
you gave in?
No, because I had my phone, and then I put my phone in my boot where I stood on it. So like I was like, okay, I'll risk. Maybe I'm gonna not walk on it too hard so I won't break the screen.
Yeah.
What are the odds that they take my fucking boots off?
Yeah,
it's not the airport.
Yeah, you can't take.
And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But this guy like really wanted to catch me, and I was like, why do you give a fuck? They're paying you like $12 an hour. Like, just give me a chance.
Yeah, but in university, that's also where you find that people don't realize that it's not really a competition. Like, if you miss notes, that's when I found people that wouldn't want to share notes with you.
That was the worst.
And I would be like, wait, hold on a second. Why? Oh, no, you weren't here. That's your problem. I don't want to share. I took my notes. Like, well, yeah, I'll share my notes. Like, I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Oh, well, because then what if you get a better grade? Or what the fuck do you care? It's not a competition.
See, the solution for me was show them your GPA, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm not in competition with this guy at all.
No, but there is no competition. There's no actual, you're not going to get a reward for beating me or beating anyone else. You just keep doing your thing. It's not your score is not going to go lower because I got a better score. We're not in so I saw, what's wrong with these fucking cunts? And a lot of them ended up, like you said, sales jobs, work at Telus, Rogers, that kind of shit. And a lot of them very unhappy now because they were not sharing people.
Like antisocial personality traits.
But is it because they pretend to be social outside of it, but then when it comes to a situation
they're
like
like
that,
nervous wrecks.
Yeah.
And when you ask them for the notes, you see like a terrified look in their eyes. Like, it's like, I can't. It's like, just fucking let me take a picture of it on my phone. I'll get a 70. You'll get a 90. We'll call it a day,
My first year in university, though, I had a lot of fun. Like, I got to meet a lot of cool new people. Like, a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
That were, here just studying. So I had a good time with that. Like, I had a good time with some, like, interesting fucking characters. It was like, and there was a lot more women in the school, or at least in my classes, that I was meeting than men. So it was super cool. I was having a great time. But apart from that, didn't care much for university.
Same.
Didn't
Honestly,
care. There's a lot of regurgitating. Like, I wanted to debate and talk about stuff in class, like history class especially, and it wasn't that type of environment. They're like, just shut the fuck up, just listen to what I'm telling you, and just copy that and just fucking repeat it on the test, right? Yeah. And I hated that. I was like, oh, fuck, but there's such interesting shit we could, expand on and talk about. And it's like, that's not what we're doing here, stupid.
Too much
copy paste.
They don't need too much outside of the box thinking.
No, they hate that
level.
They hate that, those fucking communists. Yeah, they didn't like that shit.
I agree. No, I agree, honestly. But I'm going back for 1 year in fall 2020. I'm registering courses in May.
What are you gonna take?
It's a supply chain graduate diploma. So it's
business.
So it's 1 year, and it allows you to write certain exams. So it's kind of like law school, but for like idiots, in the sense that like you do the program, but then you have to write certain like certification exams. And if you pass these certifications, you can then, instead of working at Subway 9 to 5, I could maybe, manage a warehouse from 9 to 5 and then sit at a computer and just like chill.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get something more cushy, chill going on through the certification. It's only 1 year. Apparently, I just need a C in everything because if you pass, that's it. Like I'm not trying to be like an A student in this. You're not trying to impress anybody. It's just like if you can handle it.
You just want the diploma.
I just want the diploma, and then that's it. And then hopefully companies recognize it.
I remember once because in high school it was to pass you always needed 60%. And I remember one exam in university. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened because I thought I had it, but I had like a 55% or some shit. I was like, oh my God, I failed my first class in university. And so I was like, no, you need 50 to pass here. I was like, what? I was like, what kind of scam are you guys running? I remember that. I remember the guy's like, no, 50, you passed. I was like, this is amazing.
Oh,
yeah, but you can't do that to every class. They're going to fucking suspend you from the program. No. I go, well, I need it for this class, so we're good.
What program were you in?
Well, I was taking history as a major, and I was taking marketing management as a minor. But it was stupid shit that I didn't like anything. The history, I enjoyed the history of it, but I hated the teachers. Like, they were saying a lot of nonsense. They weren't, a lot of stuff that I would raise my hand about, and then they would try to be like, oh, fuck, this guy's got something to say. And then in business, what I didn't like about it, the marketing and management stuff, is that's what taught me how there's no humanity. Like, the way they were describing, like, cash cows and different people and different types of customers and how business models take advantage of like they were teaching you little things like what's the benefit of giving a 30-day free trial as opposed to a 2-week, depending on what the medium is, how you get people hooked, how they forget, and all that cool stuff, but all shit about fucking people over. So I was like, holy fuck, this isn't what I expected a lot. Like,
starting to fear that's actually what life is all about, though.
Fucking people over.
Like,
it doesn't
strategically.
It doesn't have to be.
You can't be at war with everyone, and if you're a normal, sane individual, you won't. So I'm not in my personal life, but I'm starting to see certain situations where it's like, okay, 2 years ago I would have told this guy something that helped me, but now it's like I have to evaluate if I share this information. Maybe it's like a trade secret that I need to actually keep to myself. I don't like doing that.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I don't care about that. The only stuff I don't say that I keep to my chest is stuff that like now I've become like legally obliged to not say, like working on some stuff in the future and there's like NDAs and shit like that.
Yeah.
So that I won't say just because I don't want to put people in a weird place and then I don't want to get in trouble. But in general, we kind of leak everything. Like even Mike got a little bit of shit because he leaked the Bell Center thing on 2 drink minimum like before he was supposed to.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Mike Mayo.
No, Mike Ward.
Okay, Mike
So
Ward.
yeah, so he had leaked that because he didn't realize that he wasn't supposed to say it. So we kind of say everything. We don't really.
I was like, fuck, did he pass out here also?
Mike Mayo. But
Yo, that could be his thing. That'd be so
he just
funny.
passes out everywhere?
He's the guy who just like fucks up everything. No, I'm kidding.
You're not. Some people.
I love it though. Looking back, it's hilarious.
But some people are always at war with you without you knowing it. You ever meet people like that? Like there's people that I meet that I realize comics. I'm like, wait, does this guy think like we're rivals? Like, how are
met
we
people-
rivals?
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like that
With
a lot
such
in
little
sales.
at stake as well, you know.
Yeah. It's like that a lot in sales environments.
But there's really nothing at stake because the game that we're in, stand up, podcasting, whatever,
Yeah.
that reality of the war because I need to win isn't a real thing. Unless you personally don't like each other and you just, that's a different story. But in general, it's not a real competition. We're not in a
Yeah.
business where you have to pick one.
I
It's
try
not
to
like a car.
collaborate. I try to collaborate
Yeah.
as much as I can.
It's not like a car. Oh, I bought a fucking Prius. I can't own a second car. That's not the case. You could watch 50 comics. You can watch them all. There's no competition of, oh, I'm already a fan of Samson. I can't like fucking Mike Mayo. It's not a real thing. It's not an actual thing. So
Yeah,
the
of
people who
course
see it like that, I always find it, I go, you're going to stay at the open mic level forever because you're putting your energy in the wrong place. The people around you, they're not your enemies. They're your
No, not at
they're
all.
your coworkers.
In fact, after
Yeah.
this whole thing blew over, I mean, just because you mentioned him again, like we're actually totally cool about it. Like, when I saw him last time, which was like
Mayo?
still a while ago actually, but we were at Grumpy's. Like we were just talking, joking. First of all, every time we talk, I always laugh.
With Mayo?
Whenever
Mayo
we're-
makes me laugh.
Whenever we're talking, it makes me feel funnier too. Like I feel, that's what I'm saying. Like there's certain comics that I feel funnier around. And if I was at the point where like, or even now when I want to go with someone on a trip, like that's who I pick, who I want to travel with, whoever I can laugh with, if I can help them and they can help me. And it's like, it's just a good match, you know, it's mutually beneficial.
It's super mutually beneficial, and I've been stressing it on this podcast and other ones for the longest time because I look at people bigger, better than me, and see how they do things, and that's kind of like, okay, I see that if my theory is correct or not. So I use Mike as an example because I look at him; he's way ahead of me, and he has the same point of view. It's like I'm not in competition with any of these people. We're all in the same boat together. We're all like coworkers, friends. So he always wants to push people, give someone a hand. He's like, oh, I could help this guy do. You know what I mean? And it doesn't take anything out of him. It doesn't. But in helping someone else, you're making the entire supply chain of comedy, like let's say here, stronger. You're making the pool stronger, which is better for everyone. Trust me. The better the comics are in Montreal, the better it is for every Montreal comic. You don't want to do mics that they set up for you. You go to a show and 15,
Yeah, it's depressing.
10 people and fucking 9 of them are shit. You
It's
don't
just
want
depressing,
that.
yeah.
You want everyone to be better. There's no, I want to keep him down. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
just
like having a
hurts the
sports
show.
team. You're a hockey player and you're the best player, and you're like, I don't want other good players on the team. I want everyone to be shit. Good luck winning, stupid.
Yeah.
Good luck winning with a shit fucking team.
I want to say about Mike Ward though.
Yeah.
I think you saw me do this joke once at Blue Dog.
Yeah.
Where I said how it'd be funny, like you know the thing about how he made the joke about Petit Jeremy and all that. I said it'd be funny if he went and actually like killed him.
Yeah.
So like we think it's all like free speech and it's just a joke, but it's his actual life.
Yeah, he's been trying to murder
Yeah,
the kid for
yeah.
years. Jesus Christ.
Like he's like, I thought he was gonna die, but then he actually does it. You know? Or what was that? I did an impression where I was like, I was on eBay and I saw a gun and I thought add to cart. Like I did
Yeah, because he has a good Amazon joke.
about the slave joke that he does.
Oh, he's got a lot of fucking.
Yeah, when he sees a slave online and he's like, add to cart. I think that's the
Oh,
actual
I don't
joke.
remember that one.
Whatever. So I told him about that joke at the Bishop and Bags, and he seemed to like be fond of it. And he was
Yeah,
like,
he
was like, did it work? And like, I didn't want to say like, well, like half the time it works. The other half, they're just like, what the fuck? This guy's a psycho. Why would you think that's funny that a kid dies? And I'm like, okay, so you're the kind of people that would sue me or something. So it's like, fuck
maybe
it.
they're the kind of people that would. I don't know. You have
Or
to
just support the thing that's going on. I don't know.
I don't know. People don't like it. It's jokes, dude. If you don't fucking like it,
That's what I
listen.
don't react well to. Like, you ever do a joke where it's like you're doing a character where you're this deranged person,
And then they take it seriously.
and you see someone just like,
Yeah.
and it's like, for God's sakes, like you just saw me being relaxed before. Or it's like, can't they have a working memory and realize that before this bit I was not in that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't really relate to like people who. Like, I don't deal well when a woman is in the front row and she's mortified at me. I don't.
Does that happen often?
No.
Try
Thank
keeping your
God.
pants on next time.
Yeah, exactly.
During the set.
Your
It'll
fly
re-
was open the whole time.
Or like,
Yeah.
or I did a show recently where I made a comment to the audience, and the woman laughed, but after she laughed, her boyfriend looked right away with a serious face, and I think it's because he wanted to see if she liked it or not. Because if she didn't like it, he was ready to be like, "Fuck this guy." But because she laughed, he went like this. Like he checked.
What? That's crazy shit.
I hate the checking.
You know what I mean? He checked if she laughed first, and then he was on board. So it was like, had she not laughed, he would have been ready to just be like, "Nah, this guy's a fucking asshole," you know? So like, I don't like that kind of shit.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember this. We knew each other. It was years ago when I had not first started, maybe a year into comedy. I had a joke about prison. I don't know if you ever heard.
Oh yeah, the guy with the cigarettes.
No, not Milton. There was another one. It was there was a lady that walked out of comedy and she asked for her money back. It was her and her date. She was a black woman and a white man. They were on a date together. And the white guy laughed at the joke and she got upset. And the joke was about how I met a guy and he was telling me in the States, like, you're lucky to be Greek. You know, it's different than being black. Like, anywhere you go, at least if you're a Greek or even Italians, you have like little Italy, Greek town. You can meet other people like you. It was, and then you could hang out. What if I go to a random town, random city? Where am I going to find people like me? And I go, why you acting like you never heard of prison? So we had this whole joke, and people laughed, and the guy that's with her started laughing, and she got pissed off. She looked at him, got pissed off, asked for her money back. That was when Caitlin used to work at the Nest. She was a waitress. She was the one who came in the back to tell us.
And for their money back?
Yeah, she was pissed, like, oh, it's racist, whatever. But the thing is, the joke was doing well for like a long time, and and everyone was laughing. It was the only couple that didn't like it. Now, obviously, when I say the joke is longer than what I just said, I just skimmed through it just so you guys get the point. So I'm in the back with Rodney Ramsey. And like, Rodney, is that racist? He goes, he was laughing. He's like, well, I'll tell you what the biggest problem is that. The joke goes, it is. He goes, but it normally works because you say it randomly in the set. He goes, but I had said it like 3 racist jokes back to back, and that was the last one.
Jesus.
So he's like, why'd you go back to back racism? He goes, like, why would you think that's okay?
Yeah.
So you've already like, they're like, wait, 1, 2, and then the third one, obviously she's like, okay, fuck this shit. Why'd you go back to back? I go, I don't know. It was the first time he came back. He goes, never do that. Never go back to back racism. He goes,
Jesus Christ.
it was just that one. It was the only night where I structured it like that. It was just back to back racist jokes.
So you know what? Like just to touch upon that,
Yeah.
a strategy that I would use is that I would do a joke that implies that I'm just nuts. So like I don't realize what I'm doing. So like I do a joke about how like I met someone, we had a great time. I mean, she didn't know I was there, so it's like I was watching someone. And like to get her attention, I roll an apple and it rolls over her foot. She doesn't react, so I go, okay, so she's a bit crazy. Like because
she's the crazy
yeah,
one.
as if I'm the one thinking she's crazy, but whatever. So like just on that premise, then the next joke is where I do a deaf person joke, which had I done it first, it sounds like I'm an asshole. But because I follow the deaf joke from me not knowing about how things work in life,
It works better.
yeah, exactly. They kind of just assume like, okay, he's doing a character that he's nuts.
Yeah.
And he's no way that he's actually that nuts because he made it here for this show. You know what I mean?
Well, if someone is so stupid, and it happens a lot with that stupid strip club joke now, if someone is so stupid to take your stuff to heart, come and see you after, which has been happening to me lately with the joke I have about him at a strip club, and I have to change the ending because I'm tired of people coming to see me after the show, asking about the health of a person in the joke. Like, you don't understand. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Well, what happened to the child? I'm like, holy fuck. And the lady once was yelling at him outside of Sid's room.
Yeah.
Well,
She
except
came-
for that one joke where you're like, yeah, the guy got shot. Did that ever? Oh yeah, that actually did happen.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing is that they
know that
happen, but they already happened. So what do you want me to do? Not like we're in the future technically now
Yeah.
from when the joke was told. So when they freak out and like, well, what are you gonna do about that, dude? That already happened like a real long time ago. I don't have a fucking time machine, you dipshit. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not asking for you guys to take action upon a fucking event. You buffoon. So whenever people freak out about it, and it happened to me at the West Island last week, I was talking about. That's when I realized I gotta make a fake ending to make it a happy story, so that people just shut the fuck up. Because people would just stop listening, like, "What happened to the baby? Where's the baby?" And like, oh fucking, oh god.
Because I think maybe we get caught in this thinking chamber where it's like just a bunch of funny psychos, and we forget that regular people are actually concerned about what happened.
No, you're right. That's what happens. Is I hang out with comics too much.
It's good
so
to
I'm
talk
just
to
used
some regular people.
folks. But normally when I talk to regular folks, they're like, "You can't. That's who says that."
But do you mind if I just get some water or something?
He's gonna
I
get.
thought that
Yeah, I'm
was-
gonna fill it up.
Go get him
that
some
cool?
some fridge water. Yeah, don't you worry,
I used to have better stamina when I was a
dude.
kid.
You don't understand. Poseidon
Thanks,
is
man.
Poseidon is on the clock right now.
Okay.
Hey, he's on the clock. It's fucking payday Friday. He's excited. Did you shock yourself? Did you see that?
What just happened?
He has Tourette's. Look at him.
Yo, this guy's a living cartoon.
Yeah, he's a walking calamity.
Oh my god.
That's all I hang out with.
But the fact that he went, ow.
Yeah, you saw him. You saw him like one of those inflatable dolls outside of those rent-a-car places.
Yeah.
So, Samson, bro, what do you see like in your immediate future? Like, what are the moves you're putting forward? Do you want to do stand-up full time? Is that your goal?
I think things are finally starting to pick up actually. So like Santi was really cool. Like I sent him a
One
tape.
of the best dudes in the biz.
I sent him a tape of my set at the Art Loft, which wasn't really getting me that many responses from people. Like some yes, some no, like a good set or just no answer. He saw it and he was like, "Oh, great set. Yeah, you can be on the show." He booked me on the Friday night at New York Comedy Club, which was like a life experience, honestly. Like even if I had to pay, I don't want to say like even if I had to pay to do it. The point is like even if I got hit by a bus the next day, at least I know that I reached that point in my life as a guy who's been doing it this long. Because I know some guys they just hang around in Montreal for like 10 years and it just maybe fizzles out and then it's like what was it all for? At least I got to live that experience. Like, what more could you ask for? Like an up-and-coming guy doing a Friday night at a New York comedy club.
That's
with a packed house. It was just like a life experience. So because of that, I had a great set. They have a special thing in the club where you can film it. So I have that set on video.
Oh, a clean one. So you have a clean set. Like it's the quality is nice.
The quality, yeah. There's no moving camera. It's like as if it was on a tripod, basically. And then I then that led to getting booked at. So now I'm doing the show at Yuck Yucks.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I told you I was gonna go find you. You were panicking a bit in the beginning.
Yeah, because that's just how I always am. I'm always
don't.
Yeah.
It ends up always working for some reason. I don't know why life is like that, but it's the best advice I could give. Anything that fucks up, you think, oh shit, how am I gonna get past this? Everything works itself out. Like not itself. Sometimes you got to put some work into it, but it'll work out. Nothing, no feeling is permanent.
The page turns.
No feeling. That's what I try to teach my nephews. That no feeling is actually permanent. Nothing's gonna last. Love, like anything you feel, hate, pain, nothing's permanent. It all fucking fizzles out. Something else happens. So just fucking keep at it. And you're doing the right things right now.
My drink.
You're fucked.
Show me a shiny rock later.
He's like, look at. Oh God, look at
I
this.
was thinking about actually Bill Cosby. I don't know why I thought of this like 3 a.m. I didn't sleep at all, by the way. This is like I'm on like 1 hour of sleep
why?
right now. Dude, I take medication. Some nights I just don't fucking sleep. It's insane. I still get sleep paralysis.
What do you take medication?
But it's like a starting dose
know.
for antidepressant, but it's not for depression. It helps with insomnia and like
Okay.
You ever take
anxiety.
melatonin pills? I started taking that shit.
It never really did anything. No, I'm a fucked up. I have a case of it, of a problem with it. So whatever. So I was like 3 a.m. I was just thinking, fucking talking about how I don't sleep, and I'm like, on camera. It's not that. It's not that. So I was thinking like Bill Cosby, like he must have been the only guy whose victims like maybe laughed before passing out. You know what I mean? Like, just the one who's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a slow progression into
Like he's telling them jokes.
Yeah. So it's like the only victim who's like,
And then just that sound is funny. Fucking Bill Cosby.
like at least they
funny.
enjoyed the beginning.
Well, this guy's tweeting from jail.
That's ridiculous.
Is his eye actually? Like, his eye's kind of fucked up, eh? He has like a closed eye, no? Like he's like this.
Well, he's old.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like a car, right? When the older you get, little stuff, your arm stops working. Like some stuff happens to you, like an old car.
I just think people say, "Oh, he's probably getting raped in jail." I don't think so.
No, he's not getting raped.
No, who the fuck? Why do you want to fuck an old man's ass?
Yeah.
You know, even if you're gay, straight, dominant, they just.
There are other dudes in that prison to fuck.
He's wearing those that hat that Rogan wears, playing cards in prison right now, probably.
Yeah, no, this guy's playing. He's probably telling jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good idea to tell jokes in prison because if it bombs, they just fucking kill you. You know.
No, I don't think they kill you. I mean, anything is better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
can I give an example?
Yeah.
I spent one night in a mental hospital once in my life because I was awake for 3 days. And my parents were like, okay, he's fucking bipolar. Like, there's no question about it.
Yeah.
It was a one-time thing.
you were awake for 3 days straight, doing
That's
what?
crazy.
Like, just not eating and looking like shit.
But what were you doing? Like, were you awake because you had stuff to do? Were you awake because you were playing video games? Like, what happened?
No, I was just, like, up all night. I was like, I would pace around and talk to myself and just... I was crazy. But
Yeah.
it wasn't a long-term... It was like a
I
period...
like how you said was. That doesn't go away, sir. That doesn't...
Well, now I just manage it better, I think.
Yeah.
So I went to the ER, actually, at the Jewish General
Just
Hospital.
to see what's up?
I don't know. I'm almost puking from acid, but yeah. So I just wanted to see what was going on because I even was worried. I was like, okay, I'm not fucking sleeping. I'm not even trying to sleep. I don't even want to. You know.
Maybe you were excited?
No. I was just having a rough time, like figuring out my life and what I want to do with my life, and overthinking to the point of insanity. And I remember there was a guy in the hospital there. I remember with my dad, when my dad was still there, dude brought me. There was a guy who I was talking to while we were waiting to see the psychiatrist. And I realized, okay, so this is not maybe a good example for prison, but maybe a mental hospital is obviously different.
I'm curious.
There's mental people in prison too, obviously, right? So this guy, we were talking. I even started being kind of funny with the guy, cracking jokes. Oh, why are you here? Why are you here? You know, maybe making friends with the guy. Maybe he's like me. Maybe he's just having a rough time in life as well. At a certain point, he looks at me and goes, "You making fun of me?"
Without you talking to him
Oh
or anything.
shit!
Yeah, randomly. He just looked at me in a certain way. He caught me with his eye and he goes, "You making fun of me?" And it wasn't in a way, like for a second I was like, maybe he's trying to be like, oh, I'm just playing. But no, he was actually out of nowhere just like, oh, are you making fun of me? And he approached us. And that's when I realized, like, okay, like unpredictable people is terrifying, you know? Like an unpredictable personality. Imagine if I just stood up and I was like mad. You'd be like caught off guard, you know? So I feel like in prison, there's mental people. You can't be like too sociable. I would basically just try to be invisible, you know? Which is it's just kind of impossible for me, but I would try.
Yeah. I mean, you cast you have a presence, which is good. That's what comics need, right on stage too. You have a presence. I've always seen you as like I said, eccentric, like a wacky person. But which one of us isn't wacky? We all have our own. That's how you kind of get into this game too. You got to be a little fucked up. Like I've mentioned before that the funniest people I know are people that I grew up with. And I still know from my old neighborhood, all that, but they just never went into comedy. And now I realize that maybe the reason why they never went is because they're missing that craziness. You know what I mean? They're just not as crazy, and I'm the one who's fucked up. Because there is a certain level of crazy. If you think, like, I never really sat down and thought about it, but now that I'm giving it some thought, you have to be a little fucked up to do what we do, especially starting out. Because there's no guarantee of anything. So you're just up there talking. You don't know yet until you start working out these jokes whether it's going to be funny or not. So you're not even guaranteed laughs. You could literally just go up there and just be a weird guy talking about nonsense for a while. So in order to have that kind of, I don't know if it's delusion or balls or whatever the fuck it is, that's a level of crazy.
But exactly.
That has to be, that's not a normal thing. Most people,
it's just sustainable. It's just more sustainable than the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like ADD, right? There's like a spectrum. So like the doctor's job, if they're a good doctor, is to decide, okay, maybe this kid has it, but maybe he doesn't need pills. You know what I'm saying?
Which is what they should normally decide.
But from my experience, they go straight for pills.
Yeah, obviously.
They do.
It's a business.
Yeah, they get paid. They get
straight for pills, bro.
Yeah.
I met a guy once 20 minutes in. He was diagnosing me left, right, and center. I never saw him again. And man, and the shit I take to remind people who, if anyone's like knows me who's watching, like the stuff I take is not an antipsychotic. It's a pill that people with insomnia take, with eating disorder. This is like manageable shit. That had I not been taking it, I would just maybe smoke weed all the time. But I didn't want to be high all the time because I used to think being high would make me think funnier. But then at a certain point, I get burned out. And then I just like the last thing you want as an entertainer, in my opinion, is what the audience could have, which is I think antipathy. What's the word when you just don't care?
Oh, like when you're not
anti-empathy.
No,
when
that's
you're just
when
not
you don't have
concerned,
empathy.
you're just like
apathetic.
Apathy. Like when I start developing apathy, that's when I get worried because it's like, holy shit, I'm getting too comfortable.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And it's weird that you're not the only person that's told me this. I think even on this show that they right away were just diagnose stuff, pills. We have another comic that was on here recently that was talking about that. It's just always pills. It's not always the right, like you know what I've been lucky about? The one thing that, because you know you have a lot of fucked up stuff in your head. Like the one thing I've been lucky about is that I've never been into drinking or drugs, either one. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I've never been big on it is because I don't like the feeling of being inebriated. I don't like the feeling of not having control. And if I'm high or if I'm drunk or whatever, I feel like I'm not myself. Something else is controlling me. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't like I like being sharp. So because I don't like that feeling, I never look for that comfort in those places. You know, I'll look for comfort in different places, like fucking food or listen to music I like or watch some, you know, shit I don't.
Or watching Poseidon electrocute himself.
Well, that would fucking make me angry. But I can't give away my power. And I think that my power is the gift of gab, right? It's just thinking and talking fast. I feel like if I start smoking or if I start drinking, I'm giving away my power. I don't have it anymore, and now I'm powerless.
But you should be. That's a great thing, man. Because there's some comics like that you even know, like the network that you're part of, Compound.
Yeah.
Like there's like you know like there. I mean, like Artie, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, like people say that he's like a genius when he's on this shit. You know, like I wouldn't want to know. Okay, whether he's on or off, the point is he's still a genius even when he's on when he's on drugs. Like
Yeah.
he's proven to still be hilarious.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to be funny on weed. Okay, it's kind of tricky because you're a little tired. Imagine being on like fucking opioids. How
Yeah.
the fuck?
How do you do that?
How
Yeah.
the fuck does someone do? So when you think about it, it's like I'm grateful that I'm not somebody who would maybe think that I need. Sorry, that I might need something, because then it's like a crutch for life.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
so
that
you don't,
scares me too.
your crutch is something that's healthy, which is you.
Yeah.
Like you're your own support system. So I know what you mean. Like you want to steer the ship.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why I would want to hand off control. Like in the beginning, people would question, like, how come you're not drinking before your set? Be like, well, because I have a set. Like I'm at work right now. And this was before being like a professional comic, just doing spots. And I was like, well, I'm at work. I want to do well. I want to go up on stage. I don't want to.
Yeah. Cheaper too. You're not buying substances.
You're not buying substances, but also I don't want to slur my words. Also, I'm very like if there's a heckler, I'm very aggressive. I want to get into it. I don't want to have to be like frozen. I want to be sharp and be able to go in on that person.
Plus, a slur or a stutter just kills a joke right away.
It kills the joke. Yeah, it kills the joke right away. So I don't want that.
Because I used to stutter. I still sometimes like. Sometimes I'll like not a stutter, but I'll think faster than my mouth is moving.
Yeah, that happens. That's happened to me too.
Have you tried CBD?
Yes, I've tried
Does it work?
CBD. You know what they say, like you still feel like you're on something. I don't know how to explain it, I feel like I'm under something, which
I don't like that feeling. Yeah, that's how I would. You feel like there's something over you. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So especially if I'm trying to perform, so I don't. I like you said. I got lucky. That was the one vice that I didn't have, But then I have plenty of other vices, like fucking eating everything. So there's, you can't. No one has a clean slate. Everyone has their own addictions. You get addicted to different stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you need something to pick yourself up sometimes. Like whatever your pick me up is, I guess is the term. Like, for me, it's like donuts.
Yeah, the donuts is your go-to meal.
I love these Polish donuts. The Pantelis or whatever it's called. It's like a deep fried Polish. If you want to, I'll plug a business. No, I'm kidding. It's this like Polish bakery on St. Mark that I always go to. Super nice lady. I was just talking to her before coming here. Like she's always like shuffling her hands and she looks like she just got here from Poland. And it always makes me think I wish she was my grandmother, because my grandmother on my dad's side, on the Jewish side, who I had a relationship with, because the Italian side, she doesn't speak English actually. So we've never had a real conversation, which is arguably why we get along. Like I'm the only family member that she actually likes, doesn't even know who I am. But on my dad's side, the Jewish...
I like the Jew.
Okay, you know what, I'll say this. When she sees me, because now she's in a home, and when she sees me, she thinks I'm a drifter that they brought. She's like... I could imagine her. She's probably saying like, "Ma, who is this guy?
Oh, he's coming.
He needs help. Help this guy. Shave him." But when she finds out, that's my grandson, she gets very angry, because she doesn't want to see her own family being stupid and doing things wrong. So for her, me not shaving, wearing pants that are a little too long on my shoes, she'll be like aggressive. But if she doesn't,
really,
she'll be like rolling your pants and rubbing your face.
How long are your fucking pants, sir?
Or just like if I'm not wearing my shoes and it's like, what goes under your heel by a bit. Little weird shit like that she cares about.
Christ.
So like she said once to me, she's like the only dirt I want.
No wonder you're neurotic.
She's like, the only dirt I want to see is in your pocket, in Italian. And I was like, that sounds like a rap lyric. Like, what are you, a gangster? Like, the only dirt I want to see is in your pocket. But she said that in an Italian old lady voice.
What does that mean?
Like money. The only dirt meaning. Sorry, I keep spitting like fucking my teeth.
Yeah, you calm the fuck down.
It's the water.
What were you gonna say? What does that mean?
Money. Yeah, it means money. Interesting.
Oh, now he's gonna start singing it.
Don't want to see.
But I was gonna say, so like, but on my dad's side, my grandmother on my dad's side, it was like,
dirt I want to see is in your asshole.
How do I
excuse
say
me, sir. That's not. I'm sure that's how the Jew told me it goes. Something like that.
On your asshole. Well, depending on maybe depending on what you do for a living,
I guess, yeah.
Throw stones.
Okay, I wanna find out a story about you going to another brothel. You're like, bro, you know what's fucked up, bro? They don't accept shiny rocks. And believe me, sir, I tried negotiating.
Just give them like fool's gold or something. They'll think, oh shit.
No, I think everything's cash now. No one's gonna accept like.
They recently started accepting e-transfers.
Who, hookers?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
I swear to God.
But
I was on
attach a
Humchies.
barcode on the side.
I
of their
think
ass.
there's something I'm not understanding. But don't they not want there to be a paper trail?
They don't care anymore.
Maybe society.
It's gone
Does
so-
the government not check anything anymore?
I think it's gotten so open.
I don't mean about, but you don't. But aren't they gonna have to pay taxes after if it's known? Don't you want a cash business?
I have no clue.
I don't know. Or maybe they say it's my buddy, give me money.
But yeah, well, because
My buddy Poseidon, like, what, this Poseidon guy kept transferring money to you like 3 times a week. What's going? Yeah, I was buying a lot of stuff. I needed some money.
At least it's under the name Poseidon, right? So the government has no clue. I don't know, that's his alias.
well,
So
before
the transfer, it has his full legal name.
they wouldn't even
I'm
put.
curious. Do you tell hookers your real name, or you tell them Poseidon?
I don't tell them my real name.
You should give your last name too.
But before they wouldn't even used to put prostitution terms, like terms like for bareback blowjob and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But now they do.
Was a prostitute calling you right now? Is that what
No.
happened? He looked at his phone. He's like, canceled.
You know what's interesting? These terms only apply to like hookers. Like, you never say like, oh, I was on a honeymoon with my wife. She gave me a bareback. What's it called?
BBBJ.
BBBJ. Yeah.
That's black people blowjob.
No, bareback blowjob.
Okay.
Meaning like no condom blowjob.
Oh, I thought a bear is a big gay guy. No.
BEAR is bear, but
Yeah.
bear BARE.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. I thought it had to do like
You know,
you were
it's a
getting
good
blown by a
problem
big
to
guy.
have if you don't know what this means.
No, I want to know everything, bro.
or GFE means
I want to be
girlfriend
in the
experience.
fucking know.
GFE means girlfriend experience.
Oh, speaking of in the know, you know what I'm trying to learn how to do, which I got to soon. So this morning I did something crazy. I went to take a piss, and then I turned around and I was in the guest bathroom too. I fucked it up. I broke the wall. I basically leaned like I was going to leave, and I did this, when you're walking out of the bathroom, and I leaned on the that fucking rod that has the towel.
Oh, yeah.
And bro, I took the whole thing out of the wall.
Jesus
Came out of the
Christ.
wall. It was in there tight. So now there's a hole in the wall. Ugh, what do? I panic. I go, do I have to move now? So I called the guy that I'm renting from, and he's like, it's not a big deal, bro. Just fucking get a new thing, plaster it,
Yeah.
fix it. I go, yeah, but I want the same porcelain thing because it broke the other one. So he sent me a message. He's like, look, either you find the same one or don't, just fix it, So now I'm gonna have to. I went to Canadian Tire. I bought plaster and all that shit. So I'm gonna have to figure it out myself.
But you can actually do like man shit.
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. But I like learning new stuff because this is. At first, I was nervous, but then you know what I said? I know idiots who do this for a living. I could do this. It's the
Yeah.
same. It's the same thing I had
Yeah,
when I first
it's
got into
true.
podcasting and videos. All I was like, it's impossible.
When
I
I
go,
first flew by myself,
this.
I was scared of the airport because like my dad would always be the one like very stressed out giving our tickets and handling.
you thought you'd get
everything.
lost.
I don't know. I had this fear of traveling in airports on my own, and then when I finally went, I realized there's fucking people who
Doofuses.
like farmers from southern Italy who travel.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I could fucking do this.
That's how I see it now too. Like when I was thinking about it, and if I can't, I'm gonna call my buddy who knows what he's doing. I got a friend who's like
Yeah.
very good at this shit, housework. He bought a place like last year, and it was it had to be renovated. He renovated all himself,
yeah.
so he knows what he's doing. So I think I'm gonna call him, just pay him $200, and just be like, yo, fix it up, dog.
Dude, my buddy transported hash to the Dominican Republic by accident. He had a little piece of
Oh,
hash.
shit.
Accident.
It was stuck under his
Oh,
watch.
okay.
He didn't even remember that there was a little like gram of hash stuck under his watch.
A gram under your watch? How the
Or like
fuck
a
do you
point,
know?
or
did that
like a
happen?
0.5 of like stuck under the metal on his wrist. And like when he got there, obviously he smoked it. But like it's just funny.
Oh, it was enough to smoke.
Well, I mean, like you could put little balls in it. It's pretty potent stuff. It's like 50% THC. So
Sounds like you took it on purpose.
I mean, probably. But it really made me think like, oh, maybe if you're lucky, you can actually.
Oh, dude, you can get
That's
away.
real.
It's just doofuses a lot of time. You can get away with a lot. Like I remember, I accidentally in the 2000s when I was going to Greece and back in the summer, I remember having like stuff from school. So I had like my compass. I had all kinds of sharp shit in my backpack, and you could take it on the plane. I would take it on the plane. Nobody would tell me anything. And then I realized when I landed, I go, wait a second. On the plane, I had fucking. I could have taken over this goddamn plane. Fucking box cutters, But but then again, that was after 9/11. That was 2003, 2004. So yeah.
I remember the first time I flew alone, I showed up 5 hours early.
5 hours early.
Yeah, at the airport.
You're always late. That's a miracle.
Because I was so nervous. I'm like, what if I miss the flight? Right?
Yeah, I hate flying early in the morning because I can't sleep at night. I'm anxious and I hate flying. Not because of fear. I hate the ordeal. I hate the going there so early. I hate the dirt because it's full of so many people. You're getting all kinds of germs. I hate the waiting in lines.
Yeah.
I hate the going through customs. I'm going to the States. I hate everything that has to do with flying, like all the around of traveling, I hate. So whenever people make it like, oh, you're doing comedy, you get to travel, it must be fun.
Oh, it exhausts you.
It exhausts you. The thing I hate the most about comedy is the travel. All the in-betweens I love. I love being at the place. I love hanging out. I love saying my jokes. I love being in a new city and seeing cool shit, going to restaurants. I love all that shit. But the in-between that
Isn't it
everybody
weird,
thinks is
though?
cool, I hate.
Fuck,
Isn't
where
it
you're
weird,
talking
like,
about it.
imagine you're on a plane or you're on a bus. Like I could sit on my couch for 2 days, but for some reason, if I'm sitting on a plane,
I lose my shit.
why
Yeah.
is that?
I don't know.
It's fucking weird.
I don't know. I really don't like. I feel dirty. And also I feel tight for me in a plane. Even if it's in business, I'm like, it's better than not being. But it's still like I don't like it. I don't like. I feel like a caged animal, especially when it's a long flight. Like remember we were going to LA, it was like 5 hours, whatever. Like even those, and we were in the first class. You had 2 seats.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like
you ever tried joining the Mile High Club, like jerking off in a bathroom on a plane?
bro. I'm not comfortable enough to think. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get an erection on a fucking plane. Like I hate it.
I think I tried doing it once.
And the
but
bathrooms are too tight.
Yeah, exactly. No, but okay, to touch upon that, when you're in those bathrooms and there's barely any room for just you, I'm starting to think this whole like I had sex on a plane thing is like not true at all.
It's not true. You know how you could have sex on a plane? On a private or on a chartered plane, like those private
that
jets?
makes sense.
That makes sense. That I could see. Like
There's
I could
no
see Drake.
room to fuck someone in those bathrooms.
No, and also, if you're gonna put a girl on the sink, you just gave her AIDS. You don't want to touch your bare ass anything in there.
First of all, in those plane bathrooms, do you know how I take a piss? Leaning backwards.
Oh, the guy pisses in your mouth.
No. Fucking asshole.
I am the toilet.
No, because the bathrooms, like they got this wall that it's like diagonal. It's this way.
Okay.
It cuts off.
Whatever. Go on.
Yeah, and then the toilet bowl is kind of like beneath it.
Oh, like in front of you, it's like that.
Yeah. So I'm always like usually when I piss, I'm like, but I gotta lean back and piss.
You don't want to touch the wall.
Yeah.
That's what bothers you.
Yeah.
That's where you think the dirt is.
That's how I open doors.
Dirt is everywhere. I just don't want to touch anything.
That's how I open doors because I used to be stronger, but now I'm like, I haven't gone to the gym in like 2 years now. So if I'm going to I went to McGill and they have these thick fucking doors there that are like super heavy. So I realized if I lean back, I can use my body weight to open the door and then I just pull myself forward. So like, it's not a very attractive sight if you're, I'm not exactly an alpha male when I open these doors, like it's like you're seeing like the most pathetic thing on earth.
It's actually kind of funny. But I don't like. You ever get stuck like a little for a second in one of those doors in an airplane because you're trying to avoid touching too much stuff and you're like trying to push out but not push because then if you push and your hand touches too much, like, fuck, I gotta wash my hands again. Hold on a second. So you
have like a germ thing
in planes, not everywhere.
Okay, not
like but they're like I'm the guy who when we went to Toronto last year, I was at the airport and we were waiting for the plane. There was no getting away with that. I had to take a shit. And I was convinced, even though I put paper on toast, I was like, I got AIDS. I definitely just got AIDS. Like, I hate those
Magic Johnson's
in
better shape than all of us.
That's true. Maybe that's what I'm missing.
Isn't that kind of discouraging that a guy who has HIV for like, how many years now has he had it?
I don't think he has it anymore. Like, I think if anyone doesn't have it, if you bet 10 years ago that Magic Johnson would outlive Kobe Bryant, everyone would think you're psychotic.
Yeah.
That's a bet everyone would take.
I also waited like 4 days to do a Kobe joke on stage, and I realized that it actually was the perfect time because if you waited like 2 weeks after his death, then people already know, okay, he's a sicko who's going to make a joke that we don't expect. But because I did it so soon, I delivered it in a way that was like, so you guys hear what happened about Kobe Bryant, eh? Like, they thought I was going to bomb and just mention a sad thing and not go anywhere. They didn't think in a million years that I was going to make a joke and refer to, like, that article where they said, like, they reminded people that he raped someone.
Okay.
Like, they didn't think in a million years, but when I tried the joke again a week later, thinking, oh, this could be, like, a great hitter, like a great hit joke for the next month. I keep fucking spitting. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah, it was too expected. They were like, okay, he's a sicko. He's going to say that.
Yeah, my Kobe Bryant joke didn't go well either. I think it's the right time for it, but it's too. When I talk about hockey players and like I go, they're all pussies, like different sports, like soccer. They always stick their hair. I go, hockey players are the toughest. Like I guarantee you, an all-star hockey player would have survived that helicopter crash. So I have that, and then the second it clicks what I'm talking about, people are like, oh, what the fuck? Why are you bringing that up? And so I was like, I can't use that joke anymore. Like no one, the second they get it, it clicks. You see the first smile of wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
The wait a second part.
Yeah. So so it doesn't work well because it takes out the momentum. That's the fucked up thing. Sometimes you have jokes that you like, and you connect, but in the wrong way. So you have to pull them out of your set because it fucks up the whole rhythm. I hate doing that, but you have to.
The order of the jokes.
Yeah, it's like we're playing a fucking Magic style card game. There's certain stuff doesn't fit in your deck, bro.
Or chess, yeah.
Or chess. No, chess. You have the same pieces. You don't choose the pieces.
Yeah, it's weird when you it's a good problem to have though when you're like, okay, like I have a bunch of bits that I know are gonna work. It's just how am I gonna strategize this shit?
Yeah. I do wrong a lot. There's some times where I know I go, oh, I fucked up my own set because of the order, and then now I lost them at this point, so now I got to win them back. Like now they're mad at me.
Yeah.
So if I had said this first, I would have had them on board with me. I could have went wherever. Because now I've learned that you could take them wherever you want, but you have to have established some kind of a rapport with the audience. So if in the beginning they kind of know how I fuck around, where I'm at, I could get away with a lot crazier shit. But sometimes because he gets to come to a lot of my shows, sometimes I'll start with something, not off the bat, but in the first 5-10 minutes with something a little bit much, but I haven't established yet where my head's at. And then they're always like, whoa, what the fuck? Wait, where does he stand? Is he a this? Is he a that? What the fuck's happening here? But when I give them, and I learned this from David Acker, he told me when I first started, like establish a rapport in the beginning. Once they see who you are, you can get away with a lot because they know you're fucking around. But if they're a little nervous about where you're taking them, you could lose them on normal shit. You could, because like, oh, I don't know if I should be on board with this because this guy seems racist or this guy seems like that. Once you let them in on the joke in the beginning, they know you're busting balls. Dude, it's almost free range because no matter what you say, there's still the context of, yeah, this guy's a ball buster. Of course you would say that. Mm-hmm. But if they think, oh, this guy's a misogynist, oh, this guy's a this, they don't want to be on board.
Right.
Even though it's the same joke. Just that I didn't establish myself. It's like a story. It's like a good story. Like Tarantino, right? The reason why Pulp Fiction worked the way it worked is because it was the same story, but the way it was reordered made you tense. You're like, wait, why is he still alive? What's going on? And it made you engage. Even though if you put it in order, it doesn't have the same effect. But it's the same. Yeah. It's the exact same scenes, just in different order. I view the same thing when I'm on stage. If I don't give the people the right order, they view me as a different person. They take the jokes differently.
It could come across as too random.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It happens a lot. So, but I love fucking around. Like I love I love that chemistry, the testing of it.
That's why I'm kind of, I gotta be honest, like I'm kind of envious of certain comics who are like one-liner, like kind of guys.
Yeah, like Mitch Hedberg. I wish I could do that shit.
Yeah, because of him, I mean, he could literally take a fishbowl and shake it and just tell random jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And or like plus the guy like him too, like. If he's on, he was like a known drug user.
Yeah, big time.
It almost
That's how he died.
It almost played into his act. You know, like when he's like this, doing his jokes. Like it's almost like part of his character in a sense.
But it killed him.
Yeah, sadly,
it killed him. How am I gonna die, Poseidon? Probably a guy who's very upset at one of my jokes. I ate the wrong thing, or a car accident, maybe, or a plane. Right? What else is gonna get me?
Knock on wood, first of all. But
maybe a disease. You think?
No.
The cancer?
I don't think. No.
You think I'm immune?
But knock on wood, bro. First of all,
calm down, you fucking.
But
he's like one of those people that come to the show. Is that a real thing? We should stop that. They're words. Go on.
Now he kind of wants you to die, probably.
Yeah.
No.
You think I'm gonna get murdered?
Not murdered, but maybe assassination attempt.
That's a murder. I get murdered. Oh, you mean just the attempt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then.
You think someone's gonna assassinate me?
Yeah, maybe the government or something.
Speaking of assassinations, you just reminded me of something funny that my dad like shared with me recently. He saw this.
Is your dad trying to kill me? What?
No, it was a Trump video that he saw where like this like evangelical group or this Christian interviewer asks Trump like I think they asked him like if you were to be confronted by Jesus Christ, would you repent for your sins? Or you know, in other words, have you ever done anything wrong in your life?
It's like I'd grab him by the pussy. And
his answer was literally this: not really.
This guy's the best fucking stand-up in North America right now. That is the greatest.
Not really.
That's a good line. I think that's the best thing he could have said there. That's amazing. Nah, not really. And in his head, there's all kinds of fucking blowjobs and this and that. And he's like, Jesus. No, nothing he wouldn't approve of. I think he's going to think I'm a pretty cool dude.
He's a psycho who siphoned his way through life perfectly.
He's not a psycho. He's not like people in the beginning, like it's Hitler.
Genius.
He's not a genius either. He's a bit of a buffoon, but you know what he is? He's just that guy. Those kind of people here, this kind of businessmen that just, they don't take anything seriously. You know, they establish themselves and fuck around.
His facial expressions is what I mean. Like he knows that he psychologically knows how to siphon his way through life without getting affected.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a guy that did well, I guess, in business. He did pretty well in business.
I mean, he's doing better than me.
He's doing better than us. But he knows how to talk to the everyman. Yeah. And he just pursued a career now in politics in a game that's rigged and a game that you need to be a bullshitter. And he's used to bullshitting.
Yeah.
And he did what people thought he couldn't. I mean, he's not doing, like, it was like, it's Hitler. This guy hasn't put any programs in place for, this guy doesn't care about race, religion. He doesn't care. This guy cares about money and pussy. He doesn't.
No. If Hitler was smart, he wouldn't have killed all the Jews. He would have maybe enslaved them all. or like
You're all doing my taxes from now on.
I just realized.
because I was watching like a Jordan Peterson video where he was talking about how that's how Hitler was truly out of
Evil?
his mind
Yeah.
because there was no real benefit in
No.
killing them all.
No,
it was
you-
just a waste of resources.
He's a crazy person. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that's how you know someone's truly crazy is when it's like a self-sabotaging
Yeah.
thing.
Well, no, it wasn't self-sabotaging. It was he destroyed lives.
No, I know. I'm just saying like he could have done things in a way that would have given him a better chance at succeeding, but his evil was so overpowering of his mind
Yeah.
that it ended up
damn.
it corrode. You know the expression like it can corrode the container it's held in.
Corrupted.
It corroded
Shut
himself. Or corrupted. I guess it would be like
It
you know what?
corrupted his container.
You honestly, you're like a young version of my Uncle Phil. It's
Oh.
it's hilarious. I
Is
can
your
show you
uncle-
a picture later.
Is
Very
your
similar kind of guy.
Your Uncle Phil's a Mongoloid.
Well, like he's the kind of guy who like he refers to his mother as like a classy broad.
Okay, yeah.
Except like you
beside
can't
him.
use the word like he uses the word broad in two different ways. Like in one sentence he could be like, yes, I was fucking this broad, and my mom's a classy broad. So
He
it's like,
uses broad as a substitute for woman.
but he uses it for his own mother or a prostitute. So it's like you shouldn't use the same.
Well, if he's
Word.
using it as a substitute for woman, it makes sense. Because I've said stuff not about my mom, but I've said stuff. It seems like a nice broad, but I didn't mean it derogatory. I just meant it seems like a nice lady,
He does both.
which is fucking weird. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Poseidon, you like broads, no?
I love broads.
There we go.
But I just realized Trump is my idol, bro.
Trump is kind of your idol, yeah.
All he cares about is pussy and money.
That's what I'm saying. All the stuff that I think the reason why he won, I think why he might win again, is because people are starting to catch on. Like when the media over exaggerates, but they don't back it up. Like when people are saying it's World War II, it's Hitler, he's gonna put black people in all that's crazy shit, and then people start thinking like, wait, that's not happening. That's insane. What this guy doesn't give a shit about that. This guy's not he's not trying to start a holy war.
But there was one thing that was crazy. I'll even admit, like that even me, I thought, oh, this is all fun and games. At least I'm not living there or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was one thing that caught me where I heard that he was going to build a moat around the country.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God. Like not only is there a wall, he was going to build a moat with alligators in it. I'm not fucking making this up. Like
Around the country?
my parents told me about this because I would always make.
But was this real? Did you hear this?
My mom hates Trump till like hates his guts
Yeah.
so much. So to play with her and make fun, I would like pretend that I support him just to get
Yeah.
her going.
You
Whatever.
walk in with a MAGA hat
I actually did that once.
I have one that you can lend.
Thanks.
and a T-shirt.
I was at for your Buddhists of America meeting later.
Well, we gotta do something. Like we gotta bring him to a yoga club wearing all that and just doing yoga with the hat on.
I would
No, because they use swastikas, right?
Who?
Buddhists.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay,
he,
okay,
really?
okay.
no, but they don't.
Yeah, that's why we
Yeah,
laughed.
but
I
Trump
don't know why
doesn't-
you
Oh,
laughed.
Indians have a swastika or something
Yeah,
too.
but Trump doesn't use swastikas, bro. It's exaggerated.
obviously.
But the moat idea.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, this is like medieval shit.
But you ever heard him say that?
Like my dad told it to me as fact, so I just believe it's true. I don't know. We can
Because
if you
a
wanna
lot of
Google
times,
it or something. I'm pretty sure it'll come up.
Because a lot of times they would say shit like that in the news, but there was no. They'd be like, people in the office heard him say that, but there was no like actual
Oh yeah, that's
confirmation.
possible. No, but I'm not making this up off the
If
top
you're
of my
gonna
head.
build a wall, I don't think a moat is that far fetched. If you're gonna, do you know what I mean? If you're gonna build a giant wall around the
we need
country,
archers too now.
Yeah, look, man, whatever stops.
Holes in the wall that just shoot bullets on a horizontal axis towards Mexico, like constantly.
I don't think you need. I don't think that's.
If you walk too close to the wall, you see little bullet shrapnels rolling towards your feet. You're like, what the fuck?
But I don't think that's useful because the people that are coming aren't you know what I mean? So you don't need military.
By the way, whatever happened to that horde?
Look at Greece. What's happening in Greece right now?
Yeah.
that's a horde.
Yeah.
Look what's happening in Greece. They wish they had a moat.
They stopped
I would
35,000.
put little like those hoops, those floaty hoops, and make a little like sleepy, lazy river.
Though I don't like. I don't want to put it because I don't want people to die. Like
Yeah.
I don't want people to die. That's where my limits are. I believe in sovereign nations
Yeah, it's
having their own
unnecessary.
rules and having borders. I'm all about borders, but I don't believe that someone trying to come in that should get killed. Do you see what I
course
mean?
not, yeah.
So that's why I don't think that it's the military that should shoot. Even in Greece right now, it's basically a horde trying to come through the border from Turkey, but they're not killing them. They're not shooting at them. They're just fucking pushing them back. But because they're in a weird position too, they go, it is a horde, but they're unarmed except for the smoke bombs and tear gas they're throwing, whatever the Turkish fucking government gave them. But what do? There's still people. They're not army, so you can't shoot them. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to shoot regular people that are dumb enough to go.
How is the economy now in Greece?
The economy's fine. The economy's not the problem.
I had a friend who invested. I'm not making this up. He invested all his bar mitzvah money into the Greek economy.
When now recently?
No, like before the crash.
Oof, he's gonna have to wait a bit.
He lost it all, and
gonna go back up, though.
till this day. I remember asking him, like, seriously, like, why the fuck did you do that? But there
If-
was no seeing it happening.
No.
Apparently, it just blindsided people. I don't know. It wasn't like a thing you can like, easily.
But it
predict.
wasn't just Greece. Everyone fell, and it was the crisis. This all started with that whole the whole mortgage fiasco in the United States.
Okay.
That's how it.
I don't know the
I like
economics
how
of
they
it.
blame. People were dumb enough at the. Do you remember the media? They were blaming Greece for the world economy tanking when it was all the American real estate market.
No.
But they were blaming Greece as if Greece doesn't have that kind of economic power
No.
to do that. Greece
Yeah.
was just one of the victims because all their money was tied up into this shit. So Greece fell, Spain, fucking Italy took a
Italy,
beating,
Portugal.
Iceland got fucked. All the smaller countries that couldn't.
Europe's kind of always been a shit show.
Yeah, they couldn't handle the losses. The smaller countries like Greece, that's what happened. But I remember they were blaming like it's Greece's fault. What that people in on Wall Street lied? Are we all fucking kidding?
I remember people saying that because we don't pay taxes. in
Yeah,
Greece.
they're so
I was like,
stupid. The dumbest excuse is like, have you
Okay,
looked into this
I
at all?
believed it in the beginning. I believed that I bought it, the idea that it was somehow all Greece's fault because when I went there on vacation with my friends, we traveled Europe. I remember in Athens, I believe, we were walking past a fruit market that was selling oranges.
Okay.
And all the fucking trees on that street grow oranges. So my mind was like, you're selling me a thing that I can get off the tree for free.
Well,
and
you
that
can't actually steal from the trees.
Well, that
'cause that-
extrapolated into like, oh, of course it was Greece's fault. They're selling oranges, and so that's how
Well,
easy
no,
I am to be convinced.
That
of
tree is
something.
on someone's property and he owns that
Yeah,
tree.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fucking break your legs,
the
bro.
thing is, in Greece, it's it's very fresh. The food,
Okay.
like restaurants will have gardens in the back and grow fresh tomatoes, fresh vegetables,
Yeah.
basically that
He's
they use in the
generalizing.
salad.
There's also McDonald's in Greece.
Yeah, obviously, but you know what I mean.
No, but I remember they blamed Greece, and I was like, wait, even I wasn't that good. I didn't know that much about the economy, but I was like, this doesn't, like, I was just basically, this doesn't make any sense, though. We don't have that much power. I imagine if Greece held that kind of power, over the world.
Yeah.
And then it took, in order for people to realize that they were being stupid, it took films. It took movies like The Big Short.
Yeah.
It took movies to show people, no, stupid. Fucking Wall Street was bullshitting for years. That's what happened. That's what led to the crash. And everybody got fucked. Everybody had their money tied in. There was entire retirement plans that were wiped out. Pensions. Imagine, dude.
That's the shit that
nuts,
makes
bro.
people like jump off a bridge. Honestly, like
Yeah,
just
dude.
crazy
Like
shit
your whole
that.
life you've been working.
No.
That's why I don't like people to be in charge of my money.
Yeah,
Like I wanna know what
Dane
the
Cook's
fuck I'm
brother.
doing. Oh yeah, Dane Cook's brother fucked him over. I remember he was talking about your mom's
The
house.
one time I ever actually truly felt sorry for Dane Cook because I was always more distracted by like the Louis thing.
Yeah.
But then when I heard about his brother and I saw there's photos of his brother like on Google, and I didn't know this, but apparently his brother is not even related to him. Like they're half. He's like a half sibling.
Fuck.
So it's like his half sibling fucked him over. And it's like I have half siblings, and like I became very paranoid after that story. I was like, oh, maybe.
It has nothing to do with the people fuck you. You can find friends that'll be better to you than family. It's nothing to do with the blood. It's just some people fuck you over. But Dane Cook, because
Yeah.
I know he doesn't know what we're talking about. But Dane Cook was one of the at the time he was the biggest comic on. He was in arenas. He was doing arenas before arenas were a common thing for certain comics. Okay, imagine.
Yeah.
And I think he was doing 360 too, like just in the
Really?
middle. Yeah, he was killing it.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
he had all these tours.
I remember downloading his comedy on like Kazaa and like.
Yeah, I remember
LimeWire.
one of the first YouTube videos I ever saw was a girl sent me a link to watch this guy. He's funny in like 2006, 2007, and it was Dane Cook. So, anyways, Dane Cook, he was busy. He was trying to build an empire. So the guy managing all his money, all the stuff, was his half brother, and he set up like an account out in Arizona, where the fuck it was. I forgot what was going on. And then Dane needed money years later for something. And he couldn't. He was jumping through a lot of hoops.
Yeah.
And then they
He
finally looked
stumbled
into
upon
it.
the fact that he was getting fucked over.
He was getting fucked up for years, and the guy didn't even pay, I think, taxes for him for years. So then Dane Cook was getting fucked over from the like, and we're talking about millions, dude. He was the biggest comic at the time for like a while. Imagine you work so hard, you trust that your brother, your wife, someone's gonna take care of you. Like with the money, I'm out making the money. You just manage it, and they just steal everything. They fuck you.
Is it interesting that people would talk shit? Comics talk shit about him all the time, like, oh, you like Dane Cook? Oh, he's always doing physical, and he's doing like he acts like, and then you watch the guy, and then you watch a guy who like dresses like the typical hipster comic and just like does like a low energy act.
I hate that shit though.
Versus like I'd rather watch Dane Cook even if he was half as funny.
Yeah, I can't. For the funny aspect, I refuse anymore to comment on that one way or another. I don't mean him. I mean in general because it's subjective,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know what you're gonna find funny. I can't tell you. Don't find that funny. No, if you find it funny, you find it funny. And Dane Cook, I'm not gonna lie and be like, he never said anything I didn't laugh at. That I laughed at. He said all kinds of shit that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Now, yes, he did a lot of the high energy that they were making fun of later, but a lot of people made fun of him because they were also mad that they weren't him. A lot
Yeah.
of people were doing their
Yeah.
material that wasn't working, and they're like, "Fuck this loser!" But the loser did arenas. So if he found a way to
Wearing like a
appeal-
black wife beater.
yeah, he found a
Yeah.
way to appeal to the lowest common denominator, which is in business. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's easier to sell. So he did the right thing. He didn't. The only the only thing I ever thought that was not cool was when I found out that he was stealing jokes from Louis or some shit happened there. That I didn't like.
Yeah, that's
But-
when I tuned out also.
Yeah, but apart from that, Who am I the fucking judge? The guy.
Well, one of my
took his
favorite
comedy
jokes is I look when I look back, it's kind of inspired by one of his jokes. He does a joke where he's like breaking and entering. If you just
I remember
broke in,
that, yeah.
and then you don't steal anything, and then the person freaks out.
That's a great joke.
So I have a joke that's not similar in nature or not in detail, but one of the jokes is that my Italian cousin calls me without fail every year and says April Fools on the phone, but no prank, and it scares the shit out of me. So like I think my car is going to explode and I hear April Fools, and it freaks me out. So when you think about the theory, it's like similar to someone. It's like the idea of someone looking like they're going to do something,
but they don't do anything.
Yeah, it's that,
But-
but in that vague sense.
You were clearly
you know?
influenced by him, right?
That
So
might
how
have, that could have
shitty-
planted a seed in my head for
So
sure.
how shitty of a person is he, or a comedian, if he was able to plant something? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, it's,
I'm appreciative of the fact that I heard his hilarious
humor.
shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Am I
so I
gonna
don't-
am I gonna steal other people's jokes and shit?
no. That's a different.
know?
Again, that I
His
can't.
personality has nothing to do with the art. In my
Yeah,
my
that I
opinion.
can't condone stealing, but I don't give like I don't care if someone does humor that I don't like and they're successful. Let them be successful. Like for example, like Hannah Gatsby. I don't think that's stand up, but I don't want.
It's not.
It's
yeah.
not stand up. It's. Do you remember when there was that art exhibit and a guy duct taped a banana to a wall? Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
they were
Like,
doing
that's
that at
art?
this office that I worked at as a joke, like
Well,
as an ode to that. I
As a
guess.
note to that, but that was like considered real art. So Hannah Gatsby is the duct tape banana of stand-up comedy. That's what she is. But I don't want her to fail.
My pencil's blue.
Yeah,
It's
but
like, what the fuck
no,
is she saying?
But I don't. I don't
Just
want
random
her,
things.
The things I don't want her to fail. I don't want to be like, yeah, fuck, don't make money. I don't give a shit. Make money. I don't want you to fail. I'm just telling you, call it something else. That's not stand-up. But I don't want her to fail. Because it changes nothing. And I'd rather she has her fan base that loves that shit make $1 billion. I don't give a fuck. Good for you. You're not stealing anything from me. You're not stealing jokes from anyone. More fucking power to you.
No.
But there are people who'll be like, I don't like what you're doing. Fuck you. I hope you fail. But why? She's not hurting anyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
give a
I
shit.
can't relate to someone who hates on something. Like I just ignore something I'm not interested
Yeah,
in.
that's it. I
Yeah,
don't give a fuck.
You know?
I do the same thing.
Like if this guy asked me once, like he basically said, I feel like you don't like me, a comic in the local scene, and I said no.
Is he a black man?
Actually, I seem to get along pretty well with the black community.
You should stop that black.
I thought you were gonna. I thought that's what it
The
was gonna
blacks.
do.
Oh, whenever that's the biggest. That's what makes me laugh a lot in American politics. Whenever somebody says, "I like the blacks," every
Yeah.
time they refer to
Oh.
the blacks, I'm
It's like saying the gays.
as a racist person.
It's like when someone says the gays.
Yeah, the
you know?
gays.
Yeah.
I love, dude. To me, these words. That's why I like people who understand it. To me, it's the funniest fucking thing. I like the gays, the blacks. To me, it makes me laugh because it's like you don't know how to hide your racism. Like it's so overt, you don't know how to hide it. So you refer to people as like lower, like the gays. So when I love jokes with that. in
Oh
them.
my God.
the
What
gays,
What about
the black. It's hilarious.
Who's running? Joe. What's his name? Who was the vice president? Joe
Biden.
Joe Biden. Bro, I'm watching videos of him talk.
The blacks.
I'm in tears,
Dude,
laughing.
The blacks, the gays. He says all of it, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, I made a funny status about Joe Biden. You know, Sean Stenhouse, obviously.
Yeah, I like Stenhouse.
He made a
It's funny.
fucking hilarious Facebook status, I think, the other day about how Joe Biden might be our only hope because his like tired, delusioned mind will actually match Trump's like stupidity.
They both say crazy shit.
Exactly. It's two guys who they're not acting it out. That's actually them.
Yeah.
So like
God.
Joe will just be like, "You stupid asshole," and you wear a diaper and you shit yourself. Like he'll just say, "Check it out." It's like I thought it was
Can you imagine
hilarious.
if they're both arguing? The gays are with me. I happen to know many of the gays. The gays actually like me now. The blacks, 50-50. I don't know where they're going to go with that.
That's my favorite. My favorite is when somebody comments on a social issue thinking that they're being progressive,
Yeah.
and it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love
It's
it.
the funniest
Dude,
mistake.
To me, it is. I like jokes. I like, especially on stage, with that when you can make fun of that. I'm telling you, for some reason, he knows too. I laugh whenever someone refers to the blacks, the gays, but they're trying to be progressive with it.
Yeah.
It kills me. I was like, this is fucking hilarious. How do people not notice this?
Okay, can I tell you a story?
You remember Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
Remember when she went on that radio show? It was a black radio show, and she wanted to appease with him, so she started talking in that vernacular.
Oh yeah, she likes
think
hot
I saw that.
She pulled
sauce.
out hot sauce from her purse, or she said, "I got hot sauce in my purse."
Did I
She
see
was
that?
like, "This is
Guacamole.
fucking hilarious. This
Oh,
is
God.
She
Or,
mentioned guacamole in front of a Mexican audience. I
Yeah.
remember I did a bit about how like
this is hilarious."
Yeah.
the talking
or-
point is she eats the same food as you.
Yeah.
Or Ocasio-Cortez there when she did that speech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who was she talking to?
What
She
was
became
she
a
saying?
sassy black woman for a while.
We don't ride like this.
Yeah, for a
I
certain
was-
part of the speech, she's changed. She goes,
My God.
"We ain't gonna listen to this. We ain't gonna give into that." And I was like, "What are you
What
saying?"
is that? Eubonics? Eubonics?
Bubonic. There's
there's
a
a term for that. I forget the
Yeah.
name, but it's a type of speak, like
Yeah.
a slang. It's
Yeah.
a slang speak. She was doing that shit.
yeah.
God damn.
I love it.
Who are like they have they have like boardrooms of people who figure out the speech and the attempt at what they're gonna do, and not a single guy was like maybe
you
stop
shouldn't do that.
quoting NWA in your speeches. You know what I
Fuck
mean?
the police. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like going. They work for the government.
Yeah.
They say
She's
fuck the
actually-
police.
Now I'm gonna start by telling y'all to fuck the police. It's going great.
I don't understand.
Any
that.
publicity
That's-
is good publicity, I
that's
guess.
Anyways, we're gonna have to start shutting this bitch down. Samson.
Oh, I was having so much fun.
I know you have. That's
Seriously,
why I'm
though.
cutting. I'm
Time
cutting
flies.
it. If time does fly, I'm very
No.
happy that you came on.
Thanks, man.
I'm happy that you didn't come on anything. So March 20th, they're gonna find you at the Get Fucked show at Theater St. Catherine. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
See, I remember that shit. I'm a goddamn professional, Samson. In
The,
case you
the
wondered.
U is an X though, just so it's get FKXCKED. But if you write get fucked, you'll find it.
You'll find it. Get fucked. And they're going to find you on social media, Samson Cooperman on Instagram. If you look at the description of this podcast, you will find the link. Link over there. Follow the homeboy. Very funny guy, Samson, and he's got a lot of stuff cooking. Hopefully, he starts his own podcast soon. I know that it's hard to come back from that fiery midget-related nonsense fiasco that you had with Mike Mayo, but I'm pretty sure you're due for a new podcast. Mr. Poseidon, they're going to catch you at the Poseidon69
on
social
Instagram,
media.
in Twitter,
Instagram, Twitter.
and Twitter. Fuck.
You're right there, bud.
I think I'm dyslexic.
Now, March 13th, this Friday, I guess, technically. March 13th, you're going to catch me, Guido Grasso, and Massimo at the Leonardo da Vinci Center. Tickets are online, cldv.ca or penteliscomedy.com. I will be in Sherbrooke. Tickets on my website. Toronto. Tickets on my website. Quebec City. Tickets on my website. New York. Tickets are not on sale yet, but May 1st, me, Mike, Aaron Berg, and Gino Bisconti are going to be there. 2 shows, 1 night. It's going to be Friday, May 1st. So as soon as tickets are available, I'm going to share that for you guys as well. And that's all we have to plug. 2 Drink Minimum live at the
yeah.
Bordel, March 15th. That's going to be at 9 p.m., I believe, because we're going to announce we're going to do English stand-up, me and Mike, 1
Yeah.
hour before.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff cooking. So keep watching my social media. Subscribe to patreon.com/Pantelis if you want to get all this stuff early, get access to exclusive stuff, such as this guy's live stream, In Bed with Poseidon, which happens twice a month on the Patreon. And that's it. Samson, thank you for fucking being here.
Yeah,
yeah.
you were awesome, man.
Yeah, you were.
Thanks, man.